ar dudalen Facebook sgorio, neu sylwebeth Saesneg ar dudalen YouTube sgorio. Fe fydden nhw'n cyhoeddi dolenni i gyfeirio i'r mannau priodol cyn y gêm.
Cofiwch bod cyfoeth o gynnwys digidol cyson ar gael ac ar alw gan sgorio.
Sy'n caniatáu i chi dilyn pob cic, tackle a gôl o gynghreiriau Cymru.
Mae'n rhoi 110 y cant iddi heddiw.
Job dda. Screwfix yn nodi Pêl-droed ar S4C.
Coeliwch fi, mae yna gewri yn cwrdd yma heno. Quigley ar ei ddod. Am gol i ennill gêm. Mae hwnna nawr. Drobl ar yr gêm i gefn yr hwys.
O, hyfryd gan Draper. Draper! O, na chi gol!
Parker i wal! Sterling o'r smotyn. Mae di harbedi. Ac mae'r seintiau newydd wedi camu i rownd gynderfynol. Mae Ceid hwnna wedi cyrraedd rownd derfynol. Cwpan yr Iron Brew.
Bacari sydd â hi. Bacari ar yr gêm! Gol! O, gol wych gan Bacari.
Atgofion melys o chwarae yng Nghwpan Her yr Alban i glybiau uwch gyngraid Cymru a chyfle i glwb newydd creu atgofion ei hunain. Gan bod pob tîm yn y gemau gyfle eleni eriod wedi cystadlu yn y gystadleuaeth a Caernarfon yn erbyn Met Caerdydd sy'n cael ein sylw ni ar sgorio prynhawn me. Ie, Pen-y-bont y Fflint, Met Caerdydd a Caernarfon yw'r 4 tîm nath sicrhau ei lle yn y gemau ail gyfle eleni a rhywun sydd wedi sicrhau ei le ar dîm sgorio prynhawn yma yw Mr Wayne Phillips. Wayne, braf iawn cael eich cwmni chi.
Mae'n neis bod yn ôl yma ar yr ofal ac un o Caernarfon bob tro nhw pleser dod yn ôl i'r dreg eisiau yngeni mewn ffordd ac edrych ymlaen am gêm da gobeithio yn ebyn dau dîm da ac pwy bynnag sy'n chwarae o'r ar y diwrnod ddoedd allan.
Yn gwmws, a Wayne, ti wedi dod ar hael gyda si hefyd, so diolch yn fawr am hynny. Nawr, Wayne, newn ni ddechrau gyda'r ffaith taw nid lle yn Ewrop yw'r wobr ar gyfer ennill y gêm ail gyfle eleni. Cwpan Her yr Alban fydd hi, ond mae fe dal yn gyfle arbennig a dal yn wobr sydd werth brwydro amdano.
Mae o'n wobr dda iawn ar cychwyn tymor nesa mewn ffordd ac da ni'n cofio nôl i reitiad gafodd Cei Conna rai blynyddoedd yn ôl y holl ffordd i'r rownd derfynol ac dyna be fydd y tîma yma yn gobeithio bod nhw'n gallu gwneud rhywbeth tebyg achos maen nhw'n dod i fyny erbyn tîma da iawn. Mae o'n rhywle gwahanol na'r Alban ydy, mae o'n lle neis i fynd ac dwi'n siŵr fydd y cefnogwyr o'r ddau dîm yma yn gobeithio na nhw fydd yr un sy'n cael y cyfle yna.
Wel, Wayne, wrth gwrs, fi oedd na gêm arall prynhawn me heddi. Y Fflint yn erbyn Pen-y-bont, nath hwnna ddechrau am hanner awr wedi 2. Mae dal yn un yr un, mae wedi mynd i amser ychwanegol, dim ond chydig o funudau sydd ar ôl, felly mae'n edrych yn debygol mae ciciau o'r smotyn fydd yn digwydd yn y Fflint. Nathan Wood, Wayne, wedi colli cic o'r smotyn gyda rhyw 10 munud i fynd. Mae popeth jyst yn mynd yn erbyn Pen-y-bont ar hyn o bryd.
Oedd hi'n gyfle gwych iddyn nhw, ti'n meddwl, sa'r cic o'r smotyn yna di mynd i fewn, dwi'n meddwl sef wedi bod yn ddigon iddyn nhw mynd ymlaen i ennill y gêm, ond gan i weld beth oedd os doedd na gol yn y amser sydd ar ôl neu ydy mynd i cicio'r smotyn a wedyn y nyrfau, pwy sydd efo'r nyrfau i ddal allan wedyn ac fydd y ddau dîm yna'n gobeithio na nhw fydd yn wynebu'n yr tîm yma sadwrn nesa.
Yn gwmws, ni dal yn aros felly i weld pwy fydd yn y rownd derfynol. O ran Caernarfon, dyma'r trydydd tro i nhw gyrraedd y gemau ail gyfle, ond mae'r Canaries wedi colli gartre ar bob ychlysur, rhywbeth fydd eu rheolwr nhw Hugh Griffiths yn gobeithio newid heddi a'n gynharach gath ei sgwrs gyda Dylan Ebenezer.
Hyw, faint mor bwysig yw'r gêm yma i glwb Caernarfon?
Mae'n anferth. Ti'n modd, hwn di'r best of the rest yn der ôl Ewrop. Dyn ni gorffen y pedwerydd. Dwi'n meddwl dyn ni cael digon o camol o'n gorffen pedwerydd. Ond ti'n dweud, mae gêm wahanol rwan, mae popeth yn newid un gêm ydi o, so bwysig bod ni'n catse, ond edrych ymlaen eto rwan.
Ie, fel chi'n gweud pedwerydd, a ma' hwnna'n gyfartal a'ch safle gore erioed yn y gyngrau. Yw hwnna'n rhoi balchder i chi fel rheolwr?
Ond i tad, ti'n meddwl ti'n dweud, dyn ni wedi gwneud mor dda, dyn ni wedi gwneud o blaen, so a mae pobl wedi dal cwyno amdan home performance ni a pethau fel yna. So os ti'n gwneud pethau fel yna, dyn ni'n gwneud pethau'n iawn yn y clwb. Ond fel ti'n dweud, mae hwn yn gêm anferth yn ebyn Caerdydd heddiw, ac gobeithio fydd gael y canlyniad iawn de.
Ble chi arni o ran chwaraewyr a ffitrwydd, ni mewn i fis Mai, mae wedi bod yn dymor hir, sut olwg sy'n ar y garfan?
Yndi, siw braidd fel y Caerdydd, gan un y ddau yn methu, un y ddau yn di patcha fyny a trio cael trwy gêm heddiw, ond ti'n dweud, dyna beth dyn ni'n chwarae. Trio cael gêm diwedd y flwyddyn. Dwi'n gwybod yma ddim yn Ewrop y blwyddyn yma, ond bys yna neb yn well i representer Cymru mynd i fewn i'r Iron Brew Cup efo'r Cofiami. So hwnna di gobeithio dyn ni'n neud hwnna heddiw.
Hyw, diolch yn fawr iawn, pob lwc.
Diolch.
Hugh Griffiths yn barod amdani, felly jyst i adael chi o bod mae Pen y Bont yn erbyn y Fflint wedi mynd i gicio o'r smotyn, felly ni dal yn aros i glywed pwy fydd yn ennill y gêm yna. Beth am ni esgoffa'n hunain o dabl uwch gyngrair Cymru a sut nath pethau orffen? Caernarfon yn gorffen yn bedwerydd, Met Caerdydd yn gorffen yn seithfed ar frig y 6 isaf. A wein, mae'r ddau dîm yma wedi bod yn wario tîmau o safon gwahanol yn ail hanner y tymor. Yw hwnna'n mynd i fod yn fantais i Caernarfon?
Dwi'n meddwl, mae o'n dod i lawr i 90 o funudau posib amser ychwanegol yma heddiw hefyd, and mae Caernarfon wedi cael y gorau yn ebyn Met dros y flwyddyn yn ail diwetha, ond fydd Met ddim yn anghofio tro dwytha nath nhw yma yn gêm ail gyfle, ac mi unillon nhw y gêm yna i fynd i chwarae yn erbyn y bala, felly fydd yr dau ystafell newid yn meddwl fydden nhw'n gallu gael y buddigoliaeth yma pnawn yma.
A mas o'r 4 tîm sydd yn y gemau ail gyfle, Met Caerdydd yw'r unig dîm sydd â phrofiad o ennill y gemau ail gyfle, felly o bosib bydd hwnna'n fantais i dîm Christian Edwards a Dylan Ebenezer gath air gyda rheolwr Met Caerdydd.
Christian, sun's shining in Caernarfon. You haven't won many here, but when you do win here, they're quite memorable. What are your memories of that playoff win back in 2019? It was some year for you.
Yeah, it was. 2019, a vintage for Cardiff Met. But from that, we've still carried on challenging, and that's always something we speak about, is making sure we're in the mix at the end of the season. And we joke around about people putting this for relegation every year, but all you just got to remember, Cardiff Met have been in 6 finals in 6 years, and a lot of clubs in the Welsh Premier League would bite their own arm off for that.
Fancy another final this summer then?
Absolutely, it extends my stay at the football club. It's always lovely to come to Caernarfon. I had some very memorable games here, most notably recently with Wales C, which is a fantastic occasion, and I've always tend to have a good rapport with the Cofiami, so yeah, really looking forward to the day.
I was looking at your run recently. It's 3 defeats since November. That's some run. How have the team managed to accomplish that, do you think?
Because they work hard. And they're coached by very good coaches in my coaching staff. So it's difficult. The league, we always have a blip around October, November, and it's no surprise when that's when the buck season kicks in for us. So we're going into 2 games, 3 games a week then. So it's always difficult. We come through that, and then we always seem to have a bit of a late run. And you look at our finishes over the years, we've never finished any lower than 7th. So we've been pretty consistent.
Brilliant. Good luck today. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Diolch.
Thank you.
Wel, rhywun sy'n nabod Christian Edwards yn dda iawn yw cyn chwaraewr Met Caerdydd, Will Evans, sydd erbyn nawr yn chwarae i'r Bala. A mae Will yn rhan o'n tîm sylwebu ni ar sgorio prynhawn yma. Mae fe'n cadw cwmni i Dylan Ebs.
Sioned, diolch yn fawr iawn. A croeso mawr i Will. Will, welcome to the commentary position in Sgorio. Fond memories of being on the Oval. I'm sure we're going to have a bigger chat with you half-time about Wales C, but just briefly, it's nice to be back here, I'm sure.
Yeah, I was saying earlier, it's nice being on this side of the table this time. But no, really look forward to the game. We've got a lovely day here in Caernarfon. Yeah, really excited.
Christian Edwards there saying he's got good coaches. He's one of them, of course. He's got a good team. They like to get to finals. Always back Cardiff Met to get to the final. That's what he said. You fancy them today?
Yeah, I fancy them today. Obviously, playing there myself for 5 years, I know teams didn't like playing against us. Hard to break down. Very physical, very fit. Like to run teams about. And to be fair, I expect more of the same today. So yeah, I think I'm going to back Met on this one.
You got to Europe through the playoffs with Cardiff Met, of course. What was that experience like?
Yeah, well, that's actually one of my fondest memories here when we beat Caernarfon here 3-1. Yeah, that was some experience, and yeah, it's the beauty of the league, I suppose. If you can get into those European positions, it's definitely one to look forward to.
Bal have done that this season. No Europe as a prize this time round for the playoffs, with the format still there, and of course a chance to compete up in Scotland in the Challenge Cup. Is that a decent prize for the clubs?
Definitely. I think all players involved would want to be involved in a cup competition outside of the Welsh Prem. So yeah, I think the intensity and the work rate and everything else will be there from both sides today, and I think it'll be a real feisty game today.
Fabulous. Well, we're looking forward to it. Of course, Caernarfon home against Cardiff Met. Ni'n edrych lan yn fawr at hon, oedd y Will fyna yn sôn am y gemau ail gyfle. Tymor, nath Met ennill y gemau ail gyfle. Oedd rhaid nhw ddod fan hyn cyn hynny i sicrhau'r llwyddiant. Dewch i ni edrych yn ôl ar y gêm yna nawr.
Wel, mae un tîm yma yn mynd i wledda heno. Mae'r tîm arall yn mynd i dagu ar ei pryd. Craig, mae gico mewn y William Thomas. Sbiwch ar efo'n codi! Mae o'n sgorio efo'i ben o bopeth! Mae yna waw di disgyn yma eto, a mae'r dathlu yn sydyn wedi llonyddu chydig bach, ond mae pawb i weld yn iawn. Mae'n dod i Baker! Rosglo, a myrediad. Oedd o'n gynt yr amddiffynwr! Rhys at William McCarthy. McCarthy di cael ei mewn! Edwards yn mynd lawr, mae'n gico'r tosyn. Nathan Craig. A mae yna dîm efo steil yn camu i'r rownd derfynol.
Wel, mae'n addo i fod yn gracr o gêm fan hyn ar yr ofal, felly beth am i ni ymuno a'n tîmau sylwebu ni. English language commentary is available on S4C, Click and YouTube with Dylan Ebenezer and Will Evans, ond yn y Gymraeg ar Click a Facebook. Beth am i ni ymuno a Wayne Phillips a Meilir Emrys.
Welcome to the Oval, sun's shining, and we're ready for more football. Don't want this season to finish, do we? In the Cymru Premier, Caernarfon have home advantage against Cardiff Met in this end of season playoff. And the prize, of course, is a chance to compete against the clubs in Scotland in the Scottish Challenge Cup. Go through the teams in a minute. Caernarfon with the advantage in the league this season against Cardiff Met, but not many changes from the last league games. Caernarfon lost 3-1 against TNS, so we got Kai Jones and Sean Bradley in, missing out, Darren Thomas and Noah Edwards coming in. Only one change for Met. Craig Davis in for Sam Jones following their 2-1 victory at Haverfordwest. It's good to welcome Will Evans to the commentary position this afternoon. We're going to have to look at the let's have a look at the formations now. What do you expect from Caernarfon this afternoon, Will?
Yeah, played Caernarfon a few times this year, and you know, they're full of energy, hard to break down as well, similar to Met. But yeah, it looks like they've adapted a three at the back. I think the wing backs will be up and down, and they've always got a threat with Darren Thomas playing.
Right, you know this lot's a bit better, I presume. Yeah. Cardiff Met coming up. We'll see their formation in a minute. You say you've played Caernarfon a few times. You play everybody a few times.
Well, that's it, yeah.
At least you know the opposition. You know what's coming up. So we'll see what's to come. Mike Hayes having a great season, to be fair, with Caernarfon. Top scorer again, second season in a row. And we'll just get to see the Cardiff Met team. As I said, one change. Craig Davis in for Sam Jones. What about these boys then, Will?
Yeah, looking at that face value, I'd expect probably Roscoe and Harry Owen to play up top and Elliott would play in just behind. So it's quite a similar formation to the Caernarfon side. Again, they'll be hard to break down. They'll be full of energy, and I expect a big one today.
Couple of players to watch. Noah Edwards back in the team. Tricky opponent, Will?
I didn't like playing against him, I must say. He was tough. He's a ragged midfielder, full of energy. Yeah, he's a workman-like midfielder. Yeah, strong player.
What about Elliott? Special player. He's going to go down in history for Cardiff Met, scoring that penalty to get him to Europe. But what kind of player is he?
Yeah, I've seen things that he does in training that you think, well, I probably haven't seen from many players before. And when he's on his game, he really is something special.
Excellent. The scene is set for this playoff semi-final. Nick Pratt, the referee, in the middle. We could have extra time and penalties this afternoon. That's what's happened in the other game. Still waiting for a decision or a result between Flint and Penabont. But on the Oval, players take the knee. Message still as important as ever. And Caernarfon start the ball rolling, and out it goes. We're just hearing news from the other semi-final. went all the way to penalties, and Flint have won from the penalty spot. So it's gone to penalties. Flint have beaten Penabont on penalties in the other semi-final. So Flint are through. So the winners of this one will face Flint. 3-1 in the shootout. John Rushton, the hero for Flint, apparently. So there we are.
Used to play with John at Bala. We had a season together. He was, sharp. Always did penalties against him. He was always pretty good at them. So, yeah, I'm not surprised at that one.
Mike Hayes, first chance to stretch his legs. Taking on Baker. Strong run as usual from Hayes. He's got a free kick as well. We were both checking our phones there. That's what the confusion was, trying to work out who was ahead on penalties in the other semi-final. So the highest placed team in the league will have home advantage. So Caernarfon, if they win, they'll be at home against Flint next week. If the Met win, we'll be off to Flint. And so will Cardiff Met. We'll see how it goes. So early chance here for Caernarfon. Strong run by Mike Hayes. It's been a lively start. Darren Thomas over the free kick. Yellow shirts rushing into the area. Emlyn Lewis clears. Dion Donahue over to Noah Edwards. Not that game. Flint against Penabont. Just wait here as Caernarfon lob it in as well. Nathan Wood scored a penalty, missed a penalty in 90 minutes, and missed a penalty in the shootout. So hasn't been a good afternoon for him.
Well, the cult hero started well and progressively got worse, but no, shame for Nathan. I said was away with him at the Welsh camp. He's a top player, very talented player. That's the way it goes, I'm afraid, sometimes.
I think Penabont will be glad to see the end of the season, to be fair. Great season for them, only their second season in the league, but it's been a struggle in the last few weeks. No Edwards, lively already. Again, Edwards in the thick of it early on as Adam Roscoe battles against Donahue. And through it goes to Ramsey. Well, there's no time to catch your breath at the minute. It's all very lively. Caernarfon knock it up again. Lively start.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I called it before and I thought it was going to be up and down from minute one. Dion Donahue was closed down straight away, and to be fair, since then Caernarfon have piled on a little bit of pressure. But yeah, we expected this. It's turning out to be a lively game.
Christian Edwards might be his final game. We're still not sure. 13 years in charge with Cardiff Met. Amazing run. And we'll be calling it a day at the end of this season, whenever that will be. Could be today, could be next week. Hugh Griffiths, the leader of the Covey Army. There's two strong characters on the touchline, Will.
Yeah, I've had encounters with both, from a coaching point of view and from the opposition point of view. But no, both done amazing jobs. Obviously, I've worked with Christian very closely, and you know he's very thorough in his work, and it's shown over the last 13 years where he's taken Met from and where they are now. So, yeah, massive credit to him.
So we'll have plenty of opportunities to discuss Christian Edwards' contribution during the 90 minutes. Could have more than 90 minutes, of course. That's what's happened in the other game. If you're just joining us, Flint are through to the final. They've beaten Penabont on penalties. Extra time and penalties. Possibility here. Emlyn Lewis. Cardiff Met enjoying some possession. Chris Craven. He's kept it in. Caernarfon, chance to clear. Strong challenge from Baker, as you'd expect, in midfield. Edwards off again.
Tasty ball.
It's a bit of a battle, Emlyn Lewis. Stands firm. Well, Edwards is there. Edwards been so busy in these opening few minutes. It lands kindly to Darren Thomas, the last player you want to give even half a chance to. And it's still in. Donahue got the touch as we wait the decision again. Chance there.
Yeah, it broke nicely for Darren in the end. Sat up, like you said, if there's one version you don't want it to fall to, it's Darren. He catches it well, but probably it's one of them, when you slice it a little bit, they're the ones that come off. I've done plenty of them in my time.
Alex Lang, ever present this season for Cardiff Met. The only one, actually, who's played every minute of every game. Donahue pings the pass across. Met standing firm. We've been mentioning the playoff victory Cardiff Met had here in 2019. Caernarfon have been dominating things since then. They've won 5 of the last 6 against Met since the playoff game. It's got the feel of a very competitive game so far. There's only 6 minutes gone, plenty going on here at the Oval.
I must say on that, I don't think I've ever had an uncompetitive game against Caernarfon. And it's a warm day as well. I suppose that's going to be a factor. And it's up and down, to be fair. Chubb does well there.
Joe Foe taking on Chubb. Met under a bit of pressure. Chance to change that. Craig Davis over the top to Roscoe.
That's where you want Roscoe.
Griff Johns across. Does his job.
Done well there, Roscoe. Obviously, it's not a hopeful ball. It's a nice pass over the top. That's where you want Roscoe running in behind and wins Met a throw-in high up the pitch.
Griff John across. Concedes the throw-in. Still goalless. Still lively.
No real rush from Met to take this either. And Roscoe's on the throw-in, which is a bit of a different one.
Here it comes from Adam Roscoe. Chubb was the target. He'll get another chance.
They've worked on this, obviously. Roscoe on the throw-ins. It's typical Christian to try and figure a way around it.
Griff John clearing Elliot Evans. Back inside Baker. Trying to create something. Keeping the pressure on. Gossett clears for the Covies. Back it comes. McCarthy. And it's gone out off Craven in the end. Still goalless. Laurie Bell waiting for the throw-in. Only signed in March to Caernarfon. Laurie Bell. He's played in Sweden, played in America. He played for the Roughnecks in Tulsa. I had to get that in. What a name for a team.
The Roughnecks. Sure that's not Caernarfon?
Tulsa Roughnecks. Fantastic.
Where's that based?
Well, Tulsa, which is Oklahoma.
Oh, right, okay.
They're in the second tier in the...
Oh, right, yeah.
So it's a decent standard. Well, they've come through a system, so I'm not quite sure where they were when Laurie Bell was there, but I just wanted to say Roughnecks.
Yeah, no, I like it.
Fantastic. 24 hours from Tulsa, of course. 24 hours if you're flying, I'm sure. Not from Caernarfon. Gene Pitney knew what he was on about. I wonder if he went to watch the Roughnecks. Davis looking lively. He's lost it. Cartwright. Good work by Cartwright. Here comes Mike Hayes. Great signing for Caernarfon. Hayes, top scorer again. Second season. Running. Joe Foe. Cartwright. Wasn't the best touch by Cartwright. Chubb's there again for Cardiff Met. Joe Foe with a touch. Back for the throw-in. Busy start.
I was going to say, I think Craig Davies in midfield there. Well, he's playing up top with Adam, so I suppose Harry Owen has come over to this side a little bit more. But he looks busy, he looks lively. It looks like he's full of running. He'll put some pressure on the defence today.
You mentioned competitive games against Caernarfon. They're always competitive. The home record this season's taken a few people by surprise. They've only won 5 here this season. Played 16, 5 wins.
Across the board,
if you hadn't seen those stats, if somebody asked you what's their home record like, you'd say it's going to be decent.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, over the years, we've always had some tough games against these, but never seen a record probably not as appetising as that.
Went for a few months without victory here at one stage for winning against Flint a few months ago. But they're in the playoffs, finished 4th. As Met.
Dangerous.
Decent cross. Craig Davis was waiting for it. Griff John saw the danger. Hayes and Emlyn Lewis clash as Gossett looks for Hayes again. Emlyn Lewis, there's the danger and then some. Good pass to Joe Evans by Emlyn Lewis. Evans, no pressure, plenty of time. Kyle McCarthy, scorer of that screamer at Haverfordwest, live on Scorio
That
recently.
was some goal.
Amazing strike, that's a foul on Owen, down he goes. Yeah, we enjoyed that goal, Will.
Yeah, I must say, that was a... Like I said, I've seen it. He's got some great technique, Kyle, and, you know, he popped up at the right moment to get Met up the table.
Well, there'll be a chance to pick goal of the month at half-time.
Do I get that job?
It's on the short list, that one. Wayne Phillips will be picking it, but I'm sure you can have a word with Wayne.
Fair enough.
I think we might be slightly too biased. Too involved, not biased.
Yeah, fair enough. Chris Venables' one's surely on there.
It is, as you guess.
Makes sense. Important goal, that one, to be fair, in that race for second with Newtown. He actually, I think he's playing with a broken rib for the 10 minutes before that. But typical Chris just gets on with it, and yeah, that was an important one for us in the outcome of the season.
Slow start maybe for Ballard, but the last few months, fantastic run the team went on.
Yeah, we started well, like unbeaten. A couple of draws at probably where we lost out on some points. Had a rough patch pre-Christmas, and then this the phase 2 has worked really well for us.
Ballard finishing second behind the New Saints. There's Donahue. Tidies up. Ewan Cartwright with a touch as well. And Gossett competing in midfield. There's the battle. Emlyn Lewis against Mike Hayes again as Kyle McCarthy clears under pressure.
Yeah, I think that's a key one today, Hayes and Emlyn Lewis. Both big lads, strapping lads who will want to put their physical stance on the game. So it's definitely one to look out for, and we've seen a little bit of that already.
We've got so many Wales Sea references on this pitch. We got Will Evans in commentary with us. Emlyn Lewis was the captain. Darren Thomas was there, he came on. Dion Donahue at the back for Caernarfon as well. We get plenty of chances to discuss that game during the 90 minutes and at half-time. Christian Edwards passed the coaching team as well with Mark Jones. And Gossett saw the run by Mike Hayes, went for that. Well, Cartwright's in again. Cartwright's been very busy in these early stages. McCarthy for Met. Close it down. Craven happy to go back all the way to Lang. Mentioning Danny Gossett as well, the player who's battled back from cancer. Great to hear that David Brooks has just had the all clear as well. The all clear to resume training. Bournemouth back in the Premier League. Good to see David Brooks with them there next season.
Yeah, it's good to see Keeper Moore and David Brooks. A lovely little moment they had after that game. And obviously it's good for us Welsh boys that Keeper Moore popped up with the winner. It'd be good to see him in the Premier League next year, actually.
And it was good to see him because I don't know if you saw the goal, the winning goal against Forest. It was lovely.
Well worked, very well worked. I wouldn't be surprised if Christian...
Good touch for a big man, as they say.
Good touch for a big man.
Scored with his left foot rather than a header. He just thinks it's going to be a header. Oh, there's problems here. Darren Thomas, Caernarfon. Strong tackle, important tackle by Joe Evans. Well, Foe fancied his chances from distance, took the deflection. Corner for Caernarfon.
Yeah, I think it was a misplaced pass centrally there that Caernarfon have picked up on well. And then Joe Foe picking up the seconds here. Gets a corner for Caernarfon.
Joe Foe on loan from Cem Druids. A few players here followed Hugh Griffiths from the Druids. No surprise, manager.
I think set piece is going to be crucial again today as well.
It's Donahue, he's whipped it in, Lang does well. Punches away, under pressure. Ball was dipping under that bar. Excellent delivery. Foe They flicked it on. Looks like there's going to be an offside. What about Alex Lang in goal? Because the first comment everybody says is he's not that big for the goalkeeper, but he's done well since taking over from Will Fuller.
Yeah, it's never easy to follow in someone like Will Fuller's footsteps. I mean, he was a stalwart for Cardiff Met for years, and Alex came in as a fresher when I was there in my third year, and he's done really well. And I mean, like you said earlier, he's played every minute of every game this season.
He's got work to do here. Mike Hayes again against Emlyn Lewis. Emlyn.
He wouldn't have liked that. He wouldn't have liked that one through the legs. No chance he was getting back round him.
Even though he recovered, he'll still be annoyed. Let's see it here.
Hazy!
Yeah.
Hazy, get us across!
It's unlucky Hayes, to be fair.
You can sense already how much of that's going to be an important.
Yeah, that's the key one. That one, definitely the key one. And it's the runners off him. Noah Edwards, Darren Thomas, you can see, have gone in behind him. They're going to be important, picking up the second balls from that duel.
Bobby Bell, a bit too strong. Mike Hayes, 33 by now. Ex-Bala, of course. Before your time.
Yeah, just before my time.
Summer, maybe?
Yeah, as I came in, he went out. But the boys speak very fondly of him. Again, always a difficult customer to play against.
Oh, he's done well since coming to Caernarfon. Mike Hayes, 9 goals in the Cymru Prem this season. Still 0-0. Plenty going on though in this game. Bit loose for once from Harry Owen. End of season, but plenty to come from Scorio over the next few hours, few days, few weeks, of course. Remember Monday night, every Monday. Slightly later this week, 20 to 6 on S4C. Highlights from both playoff games. We've got a result in the first one. Flint have won against Pêl-droed, went to penalties, finished 1-1. Flint have won on penalties, so they're in the final. Well, there's some indecision at the back before Griff John steps in. Olzinski.
Yeah, did well in the end there, Griff John, because that could have been a difficult one. Spoke well with his keeper. Nodded it back in and danger evaded.
He's looked quite steady so far, Griff John. He's had a few important clearances.
Yeah, definitely. I've had a good few battles with Griff John over the season as well. Solid defender. But yeah, he's started the game well.
Wasn't sure what to expect coming here today, got to be honest. End of season, you think both teams are going to be up for it. Well, we've had the answer.
I was going to say, it's answered your question. It's been lively. It really has been physical, like I said, it would be at the start. Both teams, Cardiff Met have had to travel a long way to get up here as well. They don't want to be any pushovers today.
This keeps coming back at the minute. Met clearing. Caernarfon. With Dion Donoghue, Caernarfon captain. Makes everything seem effortless, to be fair. The Covey captain.
Again, someone that spent a lot of time within the Welsh camp, seeing him day to day.
Well, they've turned well. Beaumont causing problems. Met can't get it out over the halfway line at the minute. Back it comes. The Canaries turning on the heat. Gossett in the middle of it. It's gone out. Met.
I thought that was the other way. Last 5 minutes though, Caernarfon really stepped it up a little bit, you feel. Coming to the game a lot more now, trying to get a little bit more on the ball. Just got to try and find that killer pass. But it certainly seems like it's coming.
Well, they've got the players to provide that killer pass. When you look at Darren Thomas, Noah Edwards, Danny Gossett as well. Mind you, so have Met, to be fair. We'll have to wait and see who provides the first killer pass.
That's it.
And Lewis, up it goes. Donoghue, so comfortable. Back to Olzinski, the goalkeeper, on loan from Liverpool this season.
Come off there like shit. You're wrong.
Could be approaching his last game, of course. Hayes up. Elliot Evans battling in midfield. And think Griffiths will be happy with this so far. The thoughts with his team will be happy to score. Every manager love a goal. But they seem to be not dominating well, but they seem to be getting the upper hand at the minute.
Yeah, I think so. I think they're trying to find a few balls directly into Mike Hayes. I think Darren Thomas and Noah Edwards need to get a little bit closer to Hayes if they can. I suppose they're gambling off that second ball, but ultimately Hayes is 1 against 3 centre-halves there at the back. So, yeah, a little bit more penetration from the 2 advanced midfielders to get up with Hayes, and you know, if they can get a lucky break like Darren Thomas did with the shot, gaps could start appearing.
That's the voice of Will Evans, Town forward, former Cardiff Met player, Wales C star from the victory against England. We will be mentioning it. We'll be talking about it half-time with Sean Ed as well.
Yeah, fond memories of this place.
I bet. We were all bouncing here that night, despite the terrible weather conditions.
Well, it started like this in the first half, and then by that second half, it was, yeah, the heavens had opened.
Baker, Elliot Evans, lovely combination. Those 2 on the same wavelength and have been for a few seasons.
Yeah, 2 lads have been ever present for Cardiff Met over the years. That's a nice ball.
There's some room down the right. Chubb, purple shirts waiting in the middle. Owen was one of them. Elliot Evans manages to turn. Caernarfon holding firm. And Noah Edwards skips past Baker. There's a chance to counter-attack. Lovely flick towards Gossett. Down he goes, but it's with Hayes. Ball somehow has reached Hayes. Darren Thomas waiting in the middle. Noah Edwards an option as well. Hayes battling, decides to win the corners for his team. Good work by Mike Hayes.
That again just shows how end-to-end it is at the moment. Some nice interchange between Chris Baker and Elliot Evans in there. Matchup tried picking out Harry Owen, and then a quick breakaway from Noah Edwards, and I think Danny Gossett played the ball through to Hayes, and Caernarfon find himself with a corner.
Halfway through the first half, 0-0.
It's gone quick. It has. Time flies when you're having fun. That's what they say, isn't it?
The weather helps, definitely.
True.
Corner for Caernarfon. Laurie Bell making the run to the near post. It's gone over everybody. Down goes Cartwright.
No, not enough in that for me.
To be fair, I think even Cartwright,
half-hearted approach.
Even fancy chances. Oh, there's his shirt pulled there, surely.
Yeah.
I'm being told it's maroon, by the way, not purple. I've mixed up my colours with Cardiff Met. What would you call it? You've worn it long enough, Will.
Maroon. Yeah, I'll go maroon. I didn't hear you say purple. Oh.
What? Wasn't there a tug there?
It's another thing with Donachie, his experience. He's those little drag backs that the ref won't see. Crucially, he's probably picked that up from his time in professional football.
Off he goes again. Donahue. Caernarfon building some momentum here at the Oval. Happy to go back. Griff John. Laurie Bell.
Yeah, he hasn't got anything there. Come on. The only option he had.
Looking for Beaumont. The Mets organised at the back. Caernarfon have the possession. Met holding their formation. Try and break us down. That's the challenge.
Christian would have expected probably a moment in the game where Caernarfon have a bit of the ball, try these longer balls, and be happy with how they've defended so far.
No Edwards. Just could change things. Runs with the ball, no Edwards. Effortlessly at times. Here's another one that does that. Darren Thomas picks up the pace. Darren Thomas looking for Hayes. Great run by Darren Thomas. Still there. No Edwards. Another tricky player. Well, it's come through the Hayes. Somehow they've cleared it.
Wow.
McCarthy. Unbelievable clearance from Kyle McCarthy as Cartwright blasted again. Chaos by Hayes. Could have been offside. I don't think he was. That was a chance. Well, organised chaos, I think we'll call it, but Caernarfon had a chance there.
Wow. Where to start with that one? Again, like you were saying, you identify Noah Edwards and Gossett being these players who are going to pick up. He doesn't connect with it properly, but that's unbelievable defending from Kyle McCarthy.
At first glance, you thought the shot by Gossett was...
It was going in, yeah.
But it didn't quite connect, as you say. It is again.
Yeah, he scuffed it a little bit. Macca, yeah, it's brilliant defending. He's done well there.
Important. There was still a few more chances afterwards. He kept bouncing around everywhere. Could have gone anywhere. No offside either. Interesting to see the players that caused the problem. Darren Thomas,
yeah, that's it.
They can make a difference.
That's it. It's that second and third phase as well. It breaks the cart right on the edge of a block, and then Hayes, you put money on him, nicking that one in the bottom corner. Not to be this time.
Chris Baker leaving the field after receiving treatment. You're never sure if it's to get more treatment or just a protocol that he has to leave the field.
Well, that's it. He's probably thinking we'll take the sting out of the game here now. I've done that a couple of times myself. But yeah, they've been under the cosh for the last 5-10 minutes of Cardiff Met. So yeah, it's probably a sly move, but it's probably a good one. A good one at that.
With all the the heat doesn't help either, you'd have thought.
No.
Used to this in the Cymru Prem.
I was going to say, I should have put my shorts on today.
A strange yellow ball in the sky. It's confused us all, but we're not complaining. We're enjoying it.
Yep.
Great to be here at the Oval as Donahue goes back again. Ozinski needed to be on his toes. Can Met keep possession for a bit? Cartwright nips in, Emlyn Lewis.
This is where they've got to do it on that turnover. Can they keep the ball between them at the back? Because it's just going forward and coming straight back to them.
Beaumont for Caernarfon looks for Mike Hayes.
Yeah,
the race between Hayes and Emlyn Lewis again. It's a race and an arm wrestle as well.
It's that battle we've been talking about. Wrestling each other. I think both players will probably enjoy the battle out there today.
Darren Thomas. Dropping deep. Cartwright. Back to Bell. Ollie Bell. Relatively new name in the Caernarfon ranks. Elliot Evans.
Seems Cardiff Met have tried that ball over the top a couple of times now. They're having a little bit of joy with it when it just clears the back line. And there we go. They can win the ball up the pitch a little bit better and hopefully try and keep possession. I know Christian will want them to keep the ball a little bit more than they are doing.
Well, as they say, they've lost possession again, but Emlyn Lewis is back there, back to Lang. Well, Emlyn Lewis is standing firm right now.
He'll be thriving in this situation now. A bit of a battle with a striker. You know what, Emlyn's pretty quick over 40-50 yards, so anything in behind he's pretty comfortable with as well. And obviously from people who've been watching this league for years, he's obviously a very strong header of the ball as well.
How competitive is he?
Honestly, I cannot explain it in training. Like I've seen with Mike Hayes at Nutmeg Hill, you did that to him in training. The next 3 or 4 times you touch the ball, you're in for it, I must say. But that's his nature. He demands the standards from players, whether it's in training, match day, even in the prep for the game as well. But yeah, he's been a stalwart again for Cardiff Met.
Got a glimpse of Charlie Cosby there watching this game. Another familiar name for Met, but sounds like a bad injury this season for Charlie Cosby.
Yeah, I think so. I think he had an ACL involved injury up at Pêl-droed, which has caused him to stay out for a little while. And they'll definitely miss the likes of Charlie Cosby with his experience of the league and as a footballer. But then again with Chris Baker, that was them two in that midfield partnership was very strong over the years.
Caernarfon enjoying possession in the Cardiff Met half as we reach the half-hour mark. No Edwards in the corner under pressure. Has the ability to get out of any tight corner. No Edwards. Craig Davis is an outlet for Met. Harry Owen dealt with by Cartwright. Cartwright's looked confident in this first half. That looks to be too long.
think they've got a good balance in there, Caernarfon, with Noah Edwards and Darren Thomas in that. They look like to be in top of a box with Danny Gossett and Cartwright at the base of it. And, you know, it's causing a few problems because Chris Baker's got 2 to deal with. Whether he calls one of his midfielders back in to help him or one of the defenders to step out, that's up to Christian how he deals with that. But it seems to be a bit of an issue for Cardiff Met at the moment.
Still 0-0. No surprise maybe with Cardiff Met. They've had a few goalless draws this season. I was mentioning the run they've had. Only 3 defeats since November. 18 games, 9 of them were draws.
Yeah.
And a fair few of those, 4 I think, were goalless draws as well.
Yeah.
Goals have been an issue.
Goals have definitely been an issue for Cardiff Met this year. And you think with a couple here or there, maybe further up.
Owen trying to change that. He's won a corner. Wasn't the most convincing shot, but no complaints from Met as they get this corner.
It's all started though from the back there with the back three and Alex Sang. They've kept the ball for a little bit further, get a break in midfield. Was it the best option? I'm not sure, but he's got his team a corner, and you know it's just the first set piece of the game, so it'd be interesting now for Met what they can make from here.
Elliot Evans prefers to take it. Emlyn Lewis up from the back as you'd expect. Joe Evans there as well. He's looking for the near post. It's gone through everybody, and somehow the goalkeeper just sits on it, I think. Orzinski got away with that one.
I was just going to say, he's got to beat the first man from the corner, but it's actually worked out really well for Met. Oh, who is it? Joey Evans.
In the end.
I think he gets a toe on it. He does. Oh, he sat on the ball.
Whatever works as a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
So close. Gossett now for Caernarfon. McCovey's trying to hit back straight away. Unconvincing pass. Elliot Evans again with room, with time. He's looking for Davis. Davis is going to nip in here. He got there before Bell. But Bell reacted, to be fair.
That again, the ball that the Cardiff Met seems to be looking for is a little bit direct, but it's more of an area rather than a pass to be getting behind that back line and allow Adam Roscoe and Craig Davis to use their pace.
Darren Thomas looking for Hayes, for Evans. Back in his defensive role after nearly grabbing a goal for Cardiff Met.
Elliot's got on the ball a little bit more now in midfield. He's getting a foot on it, looking for a pass.
Here come Caernarfon again. Darren Thomas to Hayes. Noah Edwards, the only one in the middle at the minute. Edwards for Caernarfon. Lovely flick, change of direction. Nearly got through. Owen for Cardiff Met. It's opening up. It's lively.
There we go again. Roscoe's not even coming to feet for the ball. He wants it in behind.
Danny Gossett. The freedom of Caernarfon in the middle of the park to play that pass. He'll be disappointed with that. Two of the Met players looking at each other. Here's this corner again. How close is this?
Oh, I don't think it has crossed the line, but it's ever so close. Oh, he doesn't get a bad contact on it actually either.
Olszynski.
Not happy there.
He wasn't happy at all, no.
Well, I was going to say, as he whipped the ball in, he's got to beat the first man. And I think that's probably what he's complaining about. That person in the hole has probably got to deal with that a little bit better.
A Met player receiving treatment. Just looking around. Is it Owen? Yeah, Harry Owen receiving treatment. Just over 10 minutes to go in the first half. Still goalless. No surprise there. Lots of sport going on S4C over the weekend. Giro d'Italia has started. Live tomorrow as well. Early stages of the road race. Plenty of rugby going on as well. It's that time of year. We'll be heading back to the international stage in a few weeks as well. Just a small matter of a World Cup playoff for Wales. See how that goes.
Looking forward to that one.
That'll be fun.
Looking forward to that one.
Try not to think about it too much.
No, that's it. But it's in the back of your mind. Let's deal with it when it comes to it. Squads announced soon for that, and plenty of Welsh players
involved between Fulham and Bournemouth. Players getting promotion, as well mentioned earlier. It's an interesting time for the Wales squad. We'll see who's who when Robert Page picks his squads for that game. It's a funny one. I don't even know who we're playing yet. Obviously, with Scotland and Ukraine playing a few days earlier. Yeah. It's going to be a fascinating few weeks. 10 minutes to go in this first half here. Still 0-0 between Caernarfon and Met. Caernarfon have certainly had the upper hand this season against Cardiff Met. They've won the 2 league games they played, and Met didn't manage a goal, so it's that issue again.
Well, that's it again, yeah. I mean, I think bringing in Roscoe from, bringing him back, should we say, from TNS, you're probably hoping for a little bit more off him. Hasn't seemed to work that way, but that's the way it goes for strikers.
Yeah, one of the top scorers, I say one of them, the top scorers, a few of them that have hit 5 in the league this season. Adam Roscoe being one of them. Emlyn Lewis, Elliot Evans and Harry Owen, the other 2.
All on 5.
All on 5, yeah. If only they had I don't know, somebody called Will Evans maybe still contributing.
God, you're treating me well today, I must say.
Only the bottom 2 scored less than Cardiff Met this season. That tells its own story.
Yeah. If you turn those 0-0s into nicking a goal here or there for Cardiff Met, it's...
Because that run did take me by surprise when you look at their league position and they only got to 7th late, and then when you look back and you suddenly see 3 defeats since December. That's
it's ongoing. But like I said, Christian, he strives himself on a defensive record that's solid, that's hard to break down, and again we've seen that here today.
Decent throw that time from Met. McCarthy nips in. We've seen recently what Kyle McCarthy can do with that left foot of his. And he's back defending. Lewis onto Roscoe. Disappointing touch again by Adam Roscoe. As Evans flicks it on. Roscoe competing with Joe Foe. It's gone a bit scrappy in the last few minutes. Can Danny Gossett change that to Beaumont? Beaumont losing possession. Harry Owen.
This is where you want Harry Owen.
There's support inside of him. Owen still going. Elliot Evans to Met. Elliot Evans! Good strike, good save. Orzinski as Met threatened. And Lang spotted the danger. Great starting position by the goalkeeper. Out he came.
Again, it just shows that the game it can come to life. It was a bit scrappy, like you said. Harry Owen, this is what I used to see him do on a weekly basis, picking the ball up, driving at players, give it to Elliot Evans. You probably wouldn't want anyone else in that position, but unfortunately he's hit it straight at the keeper. Let's have another look at this. Yeah, you'd want him to do a little bit better. Comfortable for Orzinski in the end.
Surprised to see Elliot Evans in so much space as well. I'm sure Hugh Griffiths will be reminding his Caernarfon players.
I think
closed down.
Yeah, I think everyone in the league knows the quality he's had. It just maybe hasn't clicked for him as much this year. But he's had 4 or 5 good years on it, so about time for someone else to have a go. But no, he's a talented footballer, and I've seen him do that in training, put that in the top bin, no problem.
I always described him as graceful, Elliot Evans.
Yeah, graceful.
Maybe on the pitch. I don't
Maybe
know
on the pitch.
I don't know what he's like off the pitch. I have no idea.
Off the pitch, yeah. I'll tell you off mic.
Laurie Bell steps in. Beaumont as well. Beaumont being forced back, approaching the last 5 minutes of this first half. Still goalless. All to play for in the playoff semi-final. Davis. Seen a few glimpses of Davis. Looks lively. Baker, good run. Elliot Evans in the middle. Roscoe, far post. It's over everybody's head. It's gone out for a goal kick. A few promising signs for Cardiff Met in the last few minutes.
Yeah, they've grown into the game. And this, like I said, Christian would say, no, they'd expect a 15, 20 minute period where they'd be on top. But Cardiff Met have grown into it now. Baker, a third man run there. Craig Davis done really well to hold the ball up. Unfortunately, Chris was on his weaker foot there, and it's gone behind the goal. But positive signs for Met.
Baker, another one who's been there. There's a gang of the Cardiff Met players that have played every season since they got to the Cymru Premier. 2016 they came up, but of course the story goes back before then. Well, you were part of the squad the season before, but some of these guys have come up through the whole league system.
The youngest students ever. That's what I keep reminded of.
Some people still call them students.
That's it. No, they've worked so hard over the past 4, 5, 6 years, and it goes beyond that outside the Welsh Prem. And Chris Baker's been ever present for Cardiff Met.
What was it like in those early years? I know your first season was in what is now the Cymru South, I guess. Were you targeted because you were students? Were you seen as a soft touch?
Well, I think definitely in our first few games in the Welsh Prem, that was definitely how it went. But I think people soon figured out that we were hard-working, hard to break down. Christian prided himself on those kind of qualities, and really hit the pinnacle when we got into Europe that year in my 3rd or 4th year. So, definitely got bullied about to start with, but we held our own, and through each year we progressed our league position, and ultimately we won the cup, and then we went on to get into Europe. So, it's always progressed. The club has always progressed in the years I've been there. Not saying that's down to me, but it's just everyone buying into what Christian sets.
And every time they get to the playoffs, they get to the final. So that's what's happened so far with Cardiff Met. We'll see what happens this season.
Maybe they like the pressure.
Chubb chucks it in. Beaumont clears. We've mentioned the journey the club have been on, Will. Of course, one major thing is about to change. Christian Edwards won't be there next season. How much of a difference is that going to make?
13 years has he been?
13
years.
Yeah.
I mean, to any club that's going to make a big impact, but everyone bought in, or everyone buys into what he does, what he implements on the team, on and off the pitch, with your studies as well as your football. He's going to be a massive miss, but like you said in the pre-match, his coaching staff, he's taking them under their wing. He's kind of shown them what Cardiff Met are all about, and it's going to be a big miss and a big loss for Cardiff Met next year. But I'm sure whoever they bring in or whoever takes over will certainly stick to his principles.
It's going to be an interesting summer, not just with Cardiff Met, but in the Cymru Premier. So many clubs strengthened last summer. So there's going to be a scramble now. Clubs like Barry have gone down. I wonder if some of their players will be popping up with other clubs. That's for another day as we await this free kick. Owen lifts it. Again, it's gone over everybody. But encouraging signs for Mets as we approach half-time.
It's a delightful ball in from Harry Owen, that really. He stood it up. Someone like Matt Chubb, very good in the air, to come onto that and head it back across, but just mistimed his jump, and it's gone out for a Caernarfon goal kick.
See, I just say it's gone over everybody, but you call it delightful, so there you go.
Well, you've told me you brought me in for the analysis, so I've got to try.
I'll say what's happening, you tell me why it's happening.
Oh, yeah, there we are then. You do the what, I'll do the why.
I state the obvious. That's my job.
Pressure on now for everyone that comes on.
Stating the obvious is easier. Get the players' names right and don't swear. Those are my rules.
Is that it?
For commentating.
That's it then. Perfect.
I don't swear, but I can't promise I get the names right half the time. Elliot Evans, we get his name right all the time. Danny Gossett as well, there's a battle. Gossett still going, strong run by Danny Gossett. Well, had to look for the pass in the end. Support wasn't coming, and I think Nick Pratt's taking them back there.
Yeah.
Good refereeing.
There's a chance here now into the last minute of the 45. I'd expect Caernarfon to load the box, see if they can nick something here just in the remaining minute of this first half.
Nick Pratt brought them back, gave Danny Gossett the chance, gave Caernarfon the chance to create something. Wasn't happening, back they come.
And if there's one man you want standing over it, it is Dion Donahue.
There's a few incidents there. Elliot Evans, little flick in the end. Yeah, Donahue over the ball. Caernarfon captain. Can they create something right at the end of this first half? Bell was in there, no Edwards. Gossett again, just keeping things moving. Determined work by Danny Gossett. Griff John with a touch. Still there for Caernarfon if they can create something. Decent cross as well by Danny Gossett. Alan Thomas. Keeps it going. There it goes. Mike Hayes. Who else? The Covies have struck right before half-time. kept things going, kept knocking on the door, and finally they've got the goal on the stroke of half-time. Caernarfon 1, Cardiff Met 0.
Yeah, I couldn't quite see what's happened there, but it just goes back to that persistence. You know, Donohue's free kick, and it's recycled. Danny Gossett finds it across to him, fires the ball over, and Darren Thomas, really intelligent ball into the box. He's done very well there, and I think Hayes just gets in between Harry Owen and Emlyn Lewis there. Yeah, it's a great finish. It is a good finish. Credit Darren Thomas, it's a beautiful ball in the box.
They just kept trying and trying, keep up the pressure, and finally they cracked. As you say, lovely flick there.
Ball,
Great
yeah.
work by Hayes.
Yeah, that's that duel, Hayes and Emlyn Lewis, and it's 1-0 Caernarfon, 1-0 Mike Hayes.
Well, Hayes has struck again. Caernarfon top scorer this season. When they needed him, 9 goals in the regular season. He struck again in the playoffs. And Caernarfon have the advantage. So as it stands, long way to go. It's North Wales, Caernarfon and Flint will be competing. The final next weekend. The final's going to be in North Wales, whatever happens, because it goes to the team that finished higher. So if Met win, it'll still be at Flint. But as it stands, Caernarfon are ahead. Deservedly from the first half, Will?
Yeah, you say they started the best. Well, it was pretty even to start with. Then Caernarfon grew into the game. I thought Cardiff Met had five minutes or so where they put on a bit of pressure. But yeah, maybe Caernarfon do deserve to just nick it at the end of the half.
Well, they've certainly been competitive in this first half. But just that free kick late on in the first half gave Caernarfon half a chance. Eventually, they kept things going, kept up the pressure, and Mike Hayes has struck. As we await the referee's whistle. There's a chance for the last chance for Cardiff Met, maybe, as they flick it up, a force back again. Adam Roscoe. They want to see more from Roscoe. Baker's through, chance for Baker, chance for Met. Just wide, right at the death. They finally found a way through. The last kick of the first half was a huge chance for Cardiff Met.
Oh, Chris Baker, so unlucky. It's a great ball again by Harry Owen. You know, it's evident that Cardiff Met have looked for that ball over the top, and that one has finally came off, but just not playing the back of the net.
Well, there we are. Entertaining first half. Caernarfon ahead 1-0, 1 goal in it. And next we're going to look back at the best goals from last month. Craig Williams missed the dinner with dros y bêl ym mhen y bod. Williams! Am gol! Gornel ucha! Am eiliad i'r capten. Oedd hi'n berffeth!
Ian Donoghue yn ergydio! Nach i gol! Gwych gan Dion Donoghue am yr ail waith y tymor yma. Mae o'n sgorio ar gael castell. Gol wych gan Dion Donoghue.
Bradford, peniad lawr gan Steph Davis fan oed I sodiad hyfryd gan John Owen I bedwaredd gol o'r tymor. Sodliad hyfryd gan John Owen.
Dau dîm dan bwysau, dim amheuaeth am hynny, dau dîm sy'n gallu gwneud yn well. Dyna'r llygedyn o baith I ni. A be maen nhw'n mynd I weld fan hyn! Be maen nhw'n mynd I weld? Ydy Venables unwaith eto yn dangos pam I fod o mor bwysig.
Mendes yn brwydro. Dyma Aaron Edwards allan at Declan Poole ydlin gymorth, Poole yn torri tu fewn, Declan Poole yn chwipio'r bêl yn hyfryd i'r gornel ucha, am gol gan Declan Poole. yn torri tu fewn. Crymanu'r Pêl yn fendigedig i'r gornel uchaf.
Balcledge. Line at Smith. Y bedwar. Un yn y canol. A Declan McManus oedd un o heini. Ac o fewn 60 eiliad, mae'r tîm cartra ar y blaen. Declan McManus efo'i 9fed gol yn hugain o'r tymor.
Ar y foli, Scotcher yn clirio Baker at Evans. Ac yn ar ergyn! O, na chi gol! Kyle McCarthy! O ddeg llath ar hugain. Bolltyn gan McCarthy heibio I Leeds I gornel ucha rwyd.
Wel, I ni wedi cael yn sbwylo o ran goliau mis yma ar sgorio a Wayne Phillips, ti wedi cael y fraint o ddewis enillydd gol y mis, felly pwy sy'n mynd â hi?
Doedd ddim yn dewis hawdd achos oedd y safon yn wych, mae rhaid dweud hynny, ac dwi wedi mynd am gol Kyle McCarthy, achos hwnna oedd y gorau yn y marn ni, achos gafodd am lot amser I meddwl am y Bêl yn dod yn ôl iddo fo. Mae Bêl yn dod yn ôl yn sydyn, a'r troed chwith yna i'r gornol ucha. Geith o'n gol gwell, ac bydd y 45 aros sydd heb ennill yn siomedig, ond hwnna oedd y gol y mis I fi.
O'n i'n licio pan nes I gyfweld Emlyn Lewis ar ôl y gêm na, the Maca Cracker nath e ddisgrifio'r gol. A Wayne, mae eisiau rhywbeth tebyg ar Met Caerdydd I roi bach o sbardyn i'r gêm yma?
Oes, mi gafon nhw gyfle reit yn y eiliadau ola o'r hanner cyntaf ar ôl mynd ar ei holi, ac ar ôl cyfnod da iawn iddyn nhw, ar ôl, oedden nhw wedi dod o dan bwysau gan Caernarfon, ond oedden ni'n sôn yn ystod y sylwebaeth, oedd angen jyst rhywbeth bach well yn y pas ola yna, ac yn union be gafon ni efo ac fi Mike Hayes yn falch iawn yn yr ystafell newid fo sydd wedi cael gol gyntaf o'r gêm.
Yn gwmws, a newn ni ddadansoddi i'r hanner cynta mewn fwy o fanylder yn y man, ond Wayne, I ffili cael chi mlaen, heb sôn am Wrexham, achos Wayne, am dymor I chi'n cael ar y cae ras.
Mae wedi bod yn wych hyd hyn, Sioned. Mae'n eipyn I fynd eto. Dwi'n edrych ymlaen am y gêm fawr yna yn ebyn Stockport County pnawn fory. Bob tocyn wedi mynd ers wythnos y ddau. Neb yn gallu cael tocynna sy'n peth dda I gweld ar y cae ras. Mae o'n ipyn y gêm iddyn nhw, mae rhaid iddyn nhw ennill, os ydyn nhw'n gwneud hynny, da ni'n mynd i'r wythnos ola, dwi'n siŵr os ydy'r nyrfa yn gallu cymryd o, achos dyna mae o wedi bod efo Wrexham y tymor yma, I fyny ac I lawr, I feddwl lle oedden nhw rhyw 6-7 wythnos yn ôl, 10 pwynt ôl I Stockport, maen nhw wedi gwneud yn dda iawn I ddod efo nôl.
Wel, allan ni gael cipolwg ar y tabl I weld just pa mor bwysig mae'r gêm yna yn erbyn Stockport fori. Diddorol, Wayne, mae Halifax wedi cael gêm gyfartal yn erbyn Aldershot heddi. Mae hwnna newyddion da I Wrexham?
Mae o'n newyddion da I Wrexham, achos os nad ni'n gorffen ar y brig, da ni wedi sôn faint mor bwysig ydy'r ail safle yna, neu'r trydydd safle sy'n cael gêm gartre yn y rownd gynderfynol, ond dwi'n dal I teimlo mae gan Wrexham digon I fynd ymlaen I gorffen ar y brig.
Reit, wel, Wayne, mae wedi bod yn brynhawn fysi y Flint yn chwarae yn erbyn Pen y Bont, a ni'n gallu cadarnhau mae'r Flint fydd yn y rownd derfynol yn erbyn naill ai Caernarfon neu Met Caerdydd. A Wayne, popeth yn mynd yn erbyn Pen y Bont ar hyn o bryd, ond nhw'n eitha anlwcus prynawn yma?
Fydden nhw'n siomedig, dwi'n meddwl bod nhw wedi cael cyfle cyn y diwedd I ennill y gêm. Nathan Wood yn methu cic o'r ysmotyn, a wedyn pan ti'n mynd I cic o'r ysmotyn all rhywbeth digwydd, ac dwi'n un sy'n falch bod Flint wedi ennill am resymau personol, ac fyddai'n edrych ymlaen nhw i'r gêm Sadwrn nesaf. Pwy bynnag sy'n ar hyn o bryd, Caernarfon sydd wedi gwneud I yma, ac yn ôl yma fydd Flint yn dod. Dydy hefod yn lle dda iddyn nhw tymor yma ar yr ofal, ond fel oedden ni wedi sôn cyn y gêm, Sioned, mae o'n gêm 90 o funudau, all rhywbeth digwydd.
Wel, Wayne, nôl at y gêm sy'n digwydd fan hyn. Beth am I ni weld gol Mike Hayes? Wayne, be nesti o'r gol, a hefyd, be nesti o'r bas yma gan Darren Thomas?
Oedd y bas gystal a unrhyw bas weli di y tymor yma, cos o'n i'n meddwl, mae rhaid cymryd twtch o'r Bêl, ond mae Darren yn meddwl yn gwahanol, achos dyna yr teip o chwarae'r ydio. Mae'r bas yn berffaith. Ac o dro gynta I ni weld Mike Hayes yn cael rhyw llathan I ffwrdd o Emlyn Lewis. Mae o'n ddigon iddo fo gael ei hun o'i flaen o, ac yn ddigon I roi Caernarfon ar y blaen, ond mae rhaid dweud gol gwych o'r safon ucha, ac chydig iawn o hynny da ni wedi gweld na Caernarfon gafodd y gorau o'r hanner cynta. fydd Met yn siomedig dydyn nhw heb dod yn gyfartal efo cyfle yn y eiliad neu ddau ola.
Ie, bydd hi'n ddiddorol i glywed beth sydd gyda Christian Edwards i weid yn y stafell newid yna. Wel, tro diwetha oedd sgorio'n fyw ar yr ofal oedd Cymru Ec yn chwarae yn erbyn Lloegr Ec. Oedd hi'n noson arbennig, Cymru yn ennill o 4 gol i ddim. Beth am i ni atgoffa'n gilydd o beth ddigwyddodd yn y gêm.
Mae Mael Davies yn hyrddio hon mewn, ond achosi problemau. Mae Clagan yn pwyso gwell gan Gymru. Wrth i ni gyrraedd y 10 munud. Will Evans, os na gyfle i'r gydio. Evans! Gol i Gymru! Will Evans yn troi yn ei tharo hi. Ac mae Cymru ar y blaen. Cymru 1, Lloegr 0.
Wel. Mae'n nôl i ar y hanner foli. Wedyn, mae eisiau ffeindio'r gornel bell yna. Yr unig gref yn ddod i'r golwr o stad ymddychal. A mae o'n wypio mewn o draws y golwr syth i fod i'r gornel clinicol o gol gan Will Evans.
Sgiliau hyfryd. Mae fe'n disgyn. Dyfarnwr ddim yn gwybod. Callum Roberts i lawr.
Dwi wedi gweld nhw'n cael ei roi. Nath Callum Roberts yr hif 11, nath o'n dda a clefar i ddod at draws Ian Donoghue. Ac wedyn nath Ian Donoghue ond o'n rhedag efo'r momentum i fynd syth i mewn efo beth bynnag.
Mae Clagan, mae'n anhoir. Eiron Edwards i Gymru, mae drwodd yw i'n ddoi i Gymru. Eiron Edwards yn taro i Gymru. Yr hen ben yn berffeth. A mae'r 20 munud cyntaf yma yn berffeth. Cymru 2, Lloegr 0.
Mae Tim y Cadlid yn gampus. Wwan Eiron, positif. Dwi'n mynd am y gol beth bynnag. Edrych am y cyddiad y fel. I ni siŵr fynd i'r dacl i'n dod i mewn. Felly mae o'n gwybod geith o'r ergyd ar y gol wedyn. Clefar gan Eiron, profiad gan Eiron, a gwych gan Eiron. Troed chwith, pasio i mewn. Fydd wrth i fod efo hwnna.
Will Evans, sgoriwr y gyntaf. Mae'n opsiwn e. Cain Owen yn cyrraedd, Harling mewn i'r canol, Cymru creu unwaith. Mae Eiron Edwards wedi taro eto. A'i breuddwyd yw hyn i Mark Jones o ffach ar y cae. Mae 2 i ddim yn yr hanner cynta. Eiron Edwards yn cael yr ail am noson i Gymru.
Gwych o'r etiad yn dod i mewn y fanna gan Lewis Harling. A wedyn gododd o'i ben, welodd o'r hetiad Eiron Edwards a Eiron. Mae yn ymroi i'r postyn cyntaf yna a mae'n mynd oll ffordd a wedyn mae'r dasg yn un syml. A di Eiron ddim yn methu. Gret, de. Gret.
Will Evans eto yn mentro. Bobl bach! Will Evans! Beth yn y byd sy'n digwydd ar yr ofal. Chi ddim yn gweld pethau. Mae'n 4 i Gymru.
Dwi'n meddwl yn cael fi a defnyddio i gorff ma fama. Mae Danny Draed o'i bach, felly dwi'n meddwl sôn wedi sgorio. Ond mae o'n crymanu hi i'r postyn bella. Wedi binsio fi.
Mae'n bleser cael bod yma. Sam Beard yn clirio i Lloegr. A mae'n drwodd, mae gyfle i Lloegr ys na ffordd yn ôl. Am arbediad gan Ramsey. Michael Cheek yn glir. Ond Ramsey yn barod amdani.
Wel, oedd hi'n noson special iawn fan hyn ar yr ofal a mae'n bleser cael cwmni gŵr. Na sgorio 2 o'r goliau. Will Evans, great to be here with you and what an evening that was for you guys.
Yeah, just watching it back then, it brings back a lot of good memories. I mean, when I walked back up here today, I had a lot of fond memories of this place. And yeah, watching it back there again, it still get the same buzz about it. And yeah, a very special night.
And of course, you know, we see you guys playing against each other week in, week out in the Cymru Premier. But was it nice to link up with some of the boys?
Yeah, I know some of the lads just from the pitch, but you get to know them on that personal level. And, you know, from minute 1, it was said right from the top all the way down to the bottom. We don't want any rivalries. You leave your baggage at the door, and we all got on really well. And luckily enough, it showed in the game.
And a nice moment for you guys here at the Cardiff City Stadium last weekend, receiving your caps. What was it like putting on that Wales shirt?
Yeah, it was a special moment. I actually got asked that question in Welsh, which I had to ask him to rephrase in English.
It confused you with Emlyn, probably.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's not a good thing. No, I'm joking. But no, yeah, it was a really special moment, and that was a real nice way to top off the experience we had.
And it can be such a good platform. You know, we saw with Adam Roscoe after his Wales C appearance, you know, Wimbledon came calling. Has anyone been ringing you at all?
Yeah, the phone's been busy. We'll leave it like that.
And Will, in terms of Bala's season, you know, another summer of European football awaits. How would you assess the season that you guys had?
Yeah, me and Dylan were speaking about that beforehand. We had a bit of a steady start, had a real bad patch just before Christmas, but this phase 2 is, I think we've won 8, drawn 1 and lost 1, and they were both against TNS. So yeah, it's been a really, you know, I've never finished second in the Welsh Prem personally, so it's been a nice milestone for that. But again, to achieve European football, it's really special for the club.
And Will, in terms of the game that's been happening behind us, of course, your former team, Cardiff Met. What do you think the message will be at half-time? Because they need to try and get into the game a bit more,
yeah,
don't they?
It's been a lively game from minute one. I think Mike Hayes and Emily Lewis had a good battle, and they were probably a little bit unfortunate just to concede there. However, Caernarfon have kept going. I think Cardiff Met, I know Christian especially will want to get hold of the ball a little bit more in hope to build up a little bit further up the pitch.
You're a part of our commentary team on the Red Button. You enjoying it? Is Dylan Ebbs keeping you company?
Yeah, he's looking after me. He's been good to me, actually, yeah. Like I was saying earlier, I feel like me and a friend are just watching a game of footy, so no, really enjoying it. It's good. I'm looking forward to the second half.
That's what we like. Well, Emily...
Well, it's happened again. It's happened again. Don't ask me in Welsh now. Don't ask me anything in Welsh.
Our team, well, I'll let you go up to the commentary position. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Wel, mae'n awledd o Pêl-droed taw diwedd y tymor yw hi ddod ar S4C. I ni'n mynd I fod yn fyw o Wembley, Bromley yn erbyn Wrexham, rownd derfynol tlws FA Lloegr yn fyw ar S4C dydd Sul yr ail ar 20 o Fai. A wedyn ni, dyma'r un I ni gyd yn aros amdano. Cymru yn erbyn naill Wcrain neu'r Alban yn fyw ar S4C dydd Sadwrn, y 5 o Fehefin y gic gynta am 5 o'r gloch. Wel, mae'r tîmau nôl ar y cafn hyn ar yr ofal, felly beth am I ni ail ymuno a'n tîmau sylwebu ni yn y Gymraeg, Wayne Phillips a Meilir Emrys.
Diolch yn fawr.
Oh, I called him.
Welcome back to the Oval, where Caernarfon are 1-0 up against Cardiff Met at half-time. Late strike from Mike Hayes. Top scorer for Caernarfon this season. He's done it again. He's given them the narrow advantage halfway through this playoff semi-final. Flint await the winners next Saturday. Also live with us on Scorio. Flint have come through their semi-final against Pêl-droed this afternoon, went all the way to penalties, 1-1 after 90 minutes, went to extra time, nothing separating them, went to penalties. And Neil Gibson's team have reached the final of the playoffs. No Europe as a prize this season, unfortunately. Cymru Prem down to 3 European places, and they've gone to the top 3 in the league. The New Saints, Bala in second, and then Newtown got the 3rd spot after the New Saints won the Welsh Cup last weekend. So the New Saints celebrating and Newtown celebrating last weekend as well. Will Evans has made his way back up to the commentary position. Busiest man here this afternoon, Will.
Right, a breath here.
Take your time, plenty of time, no rush.
No, all good, I've recovered. We were talking about how at the Wales Cup presentation on the weekend, they were asking me questions in Welsh, thinking I might have been Emlyn, and Shauna just made the same mistake.
I was watching.
Yeah. No, never mind.
Well, Emlyn Lewis snuck in round the back there. Half a chance. And if anybody's going to drag them back into it, it's Emlyn Lewis.
Yeah, it's a lofted ball again. He just gets ahead of it a little bit and it hits the top of his head. Again, Harry Owen's delivery has been really good today. He gets a good run on Gossett there, but it's Donahue. Unfortunately, it's hit the top of his head and gone over the bar.
I'm surprised to see Emlyn Lewis getting ahead of Donahue, to be fair. So, being compared to Emlyn Lewis, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's good for him. No, it's well, tall blonde lads.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that'll do. Whatever.
Just over 400 people here on the Oval this afternoon. Kyle McCarthy, he's just 1 goal of the month. Let's see if he can drag his team back into this game. Strong work by Craven in midfield. Elliot Evans in there as well. Lively start by Cardiff Met to the second half. Let's see if they can get a goal, get things level. Davis again in there. Elliot Evans back to Craven. Now then, they're looking for Baker. Well, Craven's just gone for goal. Why not? Disappointing shot in the end, but you don't shoot, you don't.
Yeah, no, it's they've worked it quite well there. It looks from first instance, Chris Baker's getting up the pitch a little bit higher, and Carl McCarthy is getting a little bit higher as well. Just to try and get those banks, those units up the pitch a little bit more. And I think that's what, well, Christian has highlighted at half-time, obviously, that we need to get up the pitch a little bit higher.
I'm a bit obsessed with this Emlyn Lewis comparison now, Will.
Well, you've got to let it go now.
So we got tall guys, blonde, played for Met. Farmers, sons as well.
Yeah.
Although, I got to ask, you didn't chase sheep like Emlyn. You weren't the sheepdog in the family like Emlyn.
He's a sheep man. I'm more cows, so there's our difference.
He's a sheepdog.
He is a sheepdog, yeah, he is.
That's the best fact I've heard in my life. And we asked him in the end, because we get your stats on Scotty. I'll just break off from reminiscing about farmers as Bell clears. Because we were told time and time again that, Emlyn used to have to go out around the sheep. I told him it was a joke, and we asked him, and he confirmed it, so there you go.
Yeah, just invest in a quad bike.
Well, Roscoe's giving it away. Joe Foe, lively for Caernarfon. He's a threat, Joe Foe, when he gets going.
Yeah, it's good work, actually, from Adam Roscoe. Loses the ball, but recognises what trouble he's put his team in, and he works really hard to get back. But yeah, Joe Foe, full of running. He scored one of the best goals I've ever seen live against Bala when we played Kevin Druids in the 5-3. It was probably in the first minute, and he's put it straight in that top corner, and he can be a really dangerous player.
Yeah, 2 goals this season in the Cymru Prem, both against Bala. Sorry about that.
There we are then, there we are.
Caernarfon come again. Foe over the top.
Is that what they call a commentator's curse?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm full of those things. Don't worry about that. Plenty of those to come in the next however long we've got in the second half.
Dangerous player. Spoons one out for a goal kick. Never mind.
4-1 loan from Cem Druids. We'll see what happens. Whether that can be made a permanent deal. The Druids dropping out of the Cymru Prem this season. Ballytown as well. Relegated. Hayes, the scorer of the only goal. Lovely pass to Beaumont as well. Harry Owen tracking back, saw the danger.
Defender's nightmare when it goes in behind. You've got to turn around and just make a run for it. And it's a clever ball from Hayes, to be fair. I think ideally he'd want it to land at the feet maybe of Beaumont, get a ball in the box, and he probably fancies himself in the area.
Well, one win against the top 6, I should say. Not 1 win in 6 for Met this season.
Who was that against?
It was Penabont. It wasn't Bala.
There we are then. I thought there'd be another one.
Yeah, they had a win against Penabont. So we're going to have to turn it around here in the second half. It's not easier when you're up against it, but do you have to, the shackles are off.
The shackles are off, yeah, that's it. And especially when you're in a playoff game like this, and it is down to this game. If you're 1-0 down, you don't want the game to get away from you to go 2-0 down, because there's still plenty of time to be played, but it'd be definitely shackles off time in a few minutes.
And Met, the only team in the playoffs that have won the playoffs 2019, and to get to the final they had to come here, and they won on the Oval. It's the only time they've done that. Not a bad time to pick their victory, I guess. On they come. It's going a bit scrappy again.
Yeah, Cardiff Met needs to just get the ball down. Can get Elliot on the ball to get his foot on the ball.
Well, Davis has felt that one. It looked like an accident, to be fair.
Yeah, I don't think there's any malice in it from Cartwright. I think he's just gone to put his arm across. Yeah, there's no malice in it, but it's a nasty one.
Well, Davis is steaming in, isn't he?
Oof, yeah, it is a nasty one.
there's no reaction from the other players.
No,
That's the first thing you look for.
No, yeah.
It's not like he looked
Nobody's
for it.
asked for it.
He's
There's
had a
no
good
malice
game,
in it.
actually, Cartwright.
Yeah, he's been everywhere. I'd like to see his heat map. I bet he's covered most of the pitch.
I think we've all got a heat map with this weather.
I teed you up nicely there.
My heat map, I haven't moved a lot, to be fair, in this commentary position. Donahue, streaming forwards for Caernarfon. Strong run. Options available. Joe Foe, yellow shirts in the middle. Lang got his body behind it. Wasn't totally certain, but did enough. He's gone back to the corner. And Caernarfon have woken up in the second half.
Yeah, steps in well, Donahue. Sucks in Matt Chubb. Allows him to play that slip ball. Joe Foe. Well, yeah, it's a difficult one for Alex. But he deals with it well in the end. Yeah, it's a lovely ball.
Lovely pass from Don. You mentioned his professional experience. Chesterfield, Portsmouth, Swindon. He started with Everton, to be fair, then dropped back down to the local leagues.
There you go. Yeah.
Great signing for Caernarfon. Here they come. The Covies piling in. They went past everybody in the end. Ewan Cartwright was arriving on the far post. So close. Somehow nobody connected.
It's a lovely corner from Darren Thomas. Again, his delivery's been exceptional today. Oh, I think Emlyn Lewis, his good defending, does enough to put Cartwright off.
Yeah, if we get a chance to see that again, we might not, but I think something was going on. Emlyn did something on that far post just to make it awkward, shall we say.
I think it's clever defending. I think he just steps across him.
It's hard to see.
Hard
There's
to
so
see
much
through
going
the
on.
bodies, but yeah, I think he just steps across him, puts Cartwright off his run, coming in onto the ball. It's good defending.
What's it like in that position, Will, when the ball's being whipped in? You got strikers and defenders, everybody battling. How much of a scramble can it be?
Chaos. It's absolute chaos. I mean, especially against Connors Quay, when you clear the first ball, you try and get out, and it's the second, the third ball that comes in. That's always a tough one, but yeah, chaos.
How much have you worked on, Joe? Obviously you work on set pieces and stuff, but are there strict instructions? If it's a corner, you're going near post. Say Chris Venables, for instance, does he have a set pattern where you know he's going to go all the time?
What, when we're attacking? Yeah,
attacking.
We go through 3-4 different set piece drills. People got different runs. To be fair, in the balloting, we've got some good strong headers of the ball.
Absolutely.
So I tend to stay in and around the keeper and watch for any drop downs. Started off at the start of the season, where I was one of the attackers, but slowly been taken off those.
Roscoe for Cardiff Met. Decent move by the Met as they try and get back into this game. Danny Gossett there. Quickly, strong tackle on Chubb.
I think Roscoe actually puts it in not a bad area there. I mean, this is what we were saying, they need more players in the box, and with Roscoe being dragged out there, they lose one of their strikers. And it's come to the edge of the box. You'd expect an Elliot Evans, Chris Baker midfielder to come onto that. Maybe Chris has made Adams run at the front post and it falls to a Caernarfon player.
10 minutes gone, still 1-0 Caernarfon with that late goal in the first half. Mike Hayes got it. Gossett clears to Noah Edwards. Kyle McCarthy. Back we go to Joe Evans. Harry Owen drop deep. And Bell's there first. Bell's had a decent game.
Yeah, he's quite assured, to be fair. He's been solid.
Well, it's hit Baker. Donahue's there first. Craven's nicked it off him. Craven for Met. Roscoe in the middle. Griff John clears. Disappointing cross in the end. Chubb heads. Mike Hayes offside. He knows it. He stopped.
Again, it nearly broke. Just nicely for Cardiff Met there. There's been a couple of spells now. It's just that final ball. A couple of dragbacks haven't really fell for the Cardiff Met players, but a little bit more promising.
Chubb again seems to be targeting that right side early on, but Noah Edwards flicks it on to Mike Hayes.
Here's his battle again
against Hayes. Hayes is down. Noah Edwards still there. Emlyn Lewis has tackled one. He's not going to tackle somebody else, and he has done it, and it's gone out for the goal kick.
He's done very well there.
Fair play. Emlyn Lewis has just put two of them on the ground. Strong lads.
Strong lads, yeah.
and totally legally. Didn't foul.
No, it was good
Good as
defending.
ground.
Very good defending.
Roscoe for Met. Will it open up finally for Adam Roscoe? Bell's back there. Davis as well.
Just opened up a little bit for him, but again, they're finding a little bit more space in and around the box. I think Chris Baker being pushed on a little bit further forward, a little bit more support for the two lads up top. It's starting to cause a few little problems for Caernarfon.
Davis again, Baker. Roscoe calling for it. Adam Roscoe trying to drag Cardiff Met back into this game. Quick feet, stood his ground, but too many yellow shirts around him in the end. And there's offside. Adam Roscoe fascinates me because when he turns it on, at times he's unstoppable.
He is. He is unplayable.
If he fascinates me, does he frustrate the manager?
Yeah, he can frustrate players as well. But like you said, when he is on his day, he is unplayable. He's got all the attributes to be a top player, and we've seen that in the league over the years. And there's no surprise he's got his move to League One, and why he's played for TNS.
On loan this season with Cardiff Met. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the summer with Adam Roscoe. We'll see.
I suppose McManus is top goal scorer. He's done really well.
As an option, as a second option, though. I know it may not be first choice, but it'd be interesting to see if Anthony Limbrick has another look at Adam Roscoe next season.
It's good defending, Joe Evans there. Just steps across Mike Hay. He's never going to get a foul against him for that. Slows his run, ball runs through to Alex.
Mentioning the new Saints, been interesting to see what they do in the transfer market this summer. When they spent 60,000 on a striker last season who gets over 30 goals, that works. If they can do that every summer, we're all in trouble with the rest of the league. Met building some momentum here at the minute, but it's gone out. Well, there was a player down. I think he's back up. Davis again. I think he's been in the wars recently. Craig Davis. Strong challenge.
I just think he's holding his ankle there on this one. Yeah, difficult to see. But he's put himself about, Craig Davis. He's been full of energy. For a little lad, he's held his own really well.
Started with Swansea as a youngster. Oh, he's still only 21. He's still a youngster. You know what I mean? Baker is there first. Chris Baker. Well, he's whipped it across. Roscoe's there. He's offside. Unlucky. Met.
You look at Chris Baker there. He picks up the ball. Really nice touch to take him away from the defender. He looks up, but there's nobody in the box.
Oh, we've got a former arch-druid here. Geraint Lloyd Owen. And has been involved with Caernarfon for years, to be fair. Former chairman, I say with a slight question mark at the end of that statement. Club director, definitely. One of those volunteers behind the scenes, just the people that keep the clubs going. It's amazing the work that goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. We had our awards evening last week, and you just see all the volunteers who just help out for the love of the club, and they deserve a lot more credit than they get.
Well, Craven got his body by the ball. Most of here wearing yellow were claiming for a handball there. Certainly didn't give it. Half an hour to go, still 1-0. Donahue, the captain, still doesn't look like he's broken sweat. Here we go, is this handball? We'll see in a minute. That incident, not a massive incident, but we'll see if the Covey complaints were justified. Donahue strolling up again. Dion Donahue. Oh, fakes, lovely passes. Offside there. Offside for Danny Gossett, who did burst through, as he can do. Just a hint of offside.
That is the quality of Donahue, though. You know, the obvious pass was shut off. He's then got to think on his feet. Where can he go? Not on. It's a lovely ball. It's a close one, I tell you.
Very close. Interesting. Dion Donahue, one of the stars of the Wales Sea performance here against England.
Again, a good ball by Donahue down that channel. And there you go, they've got themselves an opposition throw in further down the pitch.
Well, if they get a free kick anywhere on that box, I know
He's got
Donahue's
his name all over it. Yeah.
Oh. He's hit a few absolute screamers this season.
That one at Flint away, that's the one that sticks out.
And they could be playing Flint again in the playoffs. That's going to be fascinating. Whoever gets it's going to be fascinating. But if it's Caernarfon against Flint, as it stands, that's what's coming up next weekend. We'll be back here on the Oval. Plenty of time to change that, of course. That's what Cardiff Met will be hoping to do. Either way, it's a trip up north. Oh, we mentioned the cycling, Giro d'Italia. And more sport tonight, 10 o'clock. Ospreys against the Dragons, make the most of it. There might be one less region soon if the newspaper reports are to be believed. Well, they're not even reports. There's been a report, a study, feasibility study into the future for the regions in Wales. And one suggestion of many is to drop down to 3 regions. That's going to be a serious debate, you'd have thought.
Donahue just picked up a yellow card on that interval there. No doubt it's for dissent rather than a challenge, because the ball wasn't actually near him. Might be an interesting one, that, when Cardiff Met feel they've got to push a few more forward.
Well, that stage is going to come sooner rather than later. Darren Thomas to Joe Foe. Disappointing pass for once by Darren Thomas. Chance for Met to break Baker, who's been lively. With John there.
You see his idea, Chris, but it just didn't come off. I think he was going for the second man rather than Adam Roscoe in front of him.
It's interesting to see this Caernarfon defence. Griff John in the middle with Donahue.
Lovely turn, Macca.
Pêl McCarthy
and again,
turning it on, driving straight down the middle. Lost his way in the end. I think he's looking round for some help from his teammates, to be fair.
It's the quality he possesses, Carl McCarthy. A lovely little turn that just opened up this, opened up the space. Little step over Jink. Yeah, it's nice. And then unfortunately just ran into trouble. Good defending, Griff John.
McCarthy, one of those, well, loyal servants, we should call them, I think. The guys that are still here after all those years, Emlyn Lewis, Elliot Evans, Chris Baker. They were all there in that playoff season. The ones I've just named have been here since Met got to the Cymru Prem.
Yeah, a big part of the history of the players you've named. Few have gone, and those boys have been ever present all the way through.
And expect them to still be there. We don't know Adam Roscoe, obviously, who knows with the loan from TNS, but
yeah,
Emlyn, Pêl McCarthy, Elliot Evans, you think they'll still be there in the maroon kit
in the maroon, that's it. Yeah, no, I would expect them to be there. I mean, I'm not sure if the reshuffle will have any impact on that. But like you said earlier, I think it'll be an interesting summer in the Cymru Prem.
Well, last summer took me by surprise. Sean Bradley watching. Joe Williams, ex-Caernarfon, next to him as well. Bit of a loss there, Sean Bradley today. Baseball back. Baseball hat
back.
Turns back to front.
Yeah, I got you.
Back in you go, Joe. Joe, back in.
Joe Williams had some good battles against him. Really nice lad.
Met.
Good ball, Harry Owen.
Harry Owen. Great delivery. He's got a corner. And we can hear Hugh Griffiths reacting below us. He's not happy there.
Is it that time where there's a little bit more pressure coming in from Met now? They just need half a chance just to give him that little bit of momentum coming into this last 25 or so.
And it's that time in the game. Caernarfon have been slightly comfortable, but still the nerves must be kicking in. It's only 1-0. Things can change very, very quickly. As Met put pressure on the goal line. Well, they went low. Surely that wasn't the plan. Mike Hayes clears. Harry Owen under pressure. He goes down. There's a massive slope here in the Oval. Is that a factor in that situation?
I can't say I've taken a corner, but I've definitely been on that left-hand side trying to whip the ball in. It's a little bit different for me there. I try and hit a space, whereas he's got players stationary. It's a little bit harder, so I do sympathise with him, but a player of his quality shouldn't be hitting the first man there.
Felt like an opportunity there for Met. We'll get another one.
Hazy, you're doing enough. Hazy!
He better not do it again, ain't you?
You've been warned.
Square off with no one to bring it off.
Elliot Evans over the free kick. Chubb, Emlyn Lewis, far post.
That's a better ball.
Bell got his head to it. Davis goes down. I know Edwards will clear. Oh, he's done more than that. He's won a throw in.
And that's the quality Elliot Evans possesses.
On the next one. They got fucking overloaded on the back.
Takes some good ball to step up and do that again. I think it's a great defensive header from Bell. Yeah, it's come off his back, I think, in the end, but he's done enough. Yeah, and he's been applauded by his manager.
Yeah, Lonnie Bell.
What's that team called again?
Oh, here we go.
The Roughnecks.
Bell.
No?
Tulsa Roughnecks.
Roughnecks, yeah.
Fantastic. If you're just joining us and you're totally confused, Lonnie Bell joined in match. So breakaway because Hayes was nearly through. Hayes has just been given offside, and again, there's a question mark on the end of my... If I wrote my sentence, not down on paper, there'd be a question mark there next to offside. I'm not sure he was.
Great vision from Darren Thomas. Lovely ball, just the way to pass that lets him down.
No 10, no 10!
Suddenly,
tight as you want, Joe, tight
they're going end to end. Joe Foe.
I'm going to give away a foul here.
It was against Craven. Darren Thomas standing his ground. Halfway through the second half. Still, Caernarfon lead 1-0 late. First half goal from Mike Hayes could be crucial. Last game finished 1-0 against, between these two teams this season. Met have failed to score against Caernarfon.
Well, yeah, again.
They need to hit back, so trying to do.
Get out to the ball, Joe!
Caernarfon clear. Back it comes.
See,
goalkeeper's out. Orzinski.
I'm not saying it's a great ball from Matt Chubb there, but it's definitely put it into a good area. And I think all the players who are actually going for it from that previous ball are all stationary in a single line, and it's easy enough for Orzinski in the end.
19 years old, on loan from Liverpool, whatever his future will be. It's fascinating. I'd love to know how much, well, you can see how much he's developed, but a season in this league must have made a massive difference.
Definitely. I think, you know, he's made a couple of mistakes against us, but he's made some unbelievable saves against us as well, and that's all part of the development. I'm sure he'll definitely have progressed with this loan move, and that's why it's such a great league for these Premier League clubs. When he was first signed, it seemed like a really surprising move, but he's developed really well, and hopefully it works out for him.
No Edwards. Just slows things down. Back to Danny Gossett. Emlyn Lewis. 20 minutes to go. Is this the final 20 minutes of Christian Edwards' reign as Cardiff Met manager? Adam Roscoe hoping to change that. Baker's in the middle. Some pressure building. Harry Owen from distance tries his luck. You just feel that Met are going for it. Elliot Evans straight to the goalkeeper again. Down he goes.
There you go.
But it's like Jordan Pickford against Liverpool.
I was going to say, yeah. They've definitely started piling on the pressure, Cardiff Met here. It's just, again, that final ball, a little bit of quality.
Something definitely's changed. In their situation in the game, is it just the mentality that changes, or the switch of formation?
Well, I mean, Caernarfon, they've got something to defend. Met have got something to go for. So I suppose it's just the natural ebb and flow of the game. I mean, you look at Mike Hayes now. I've been in that position when you're hanging on to a 1-0, you're up there isolated, expect to run channels, win fouls. And that's kind of his role now for the last 20 minutes. But look at Chris Baker there. Sums him up. If you could sum him up in a clip. Look out.
Well, the pass wasn't the strongest by Griff John, but it was enough. Orzinski, out he came. You just sensed the Cardiff Met have realised this is it. They've got 20 minutes. Well, the season finishes now, and he's Chubb storming through. That, I was going to say, epitomises the mentality, the shifting mentality. He got a free kick in the end. Might be slightly fortunate, but what is the yellow card?
I think it's just more of a cynical one, rather than any malice in it as such. But again, like we said about Chris Baker, Ooh, he is lucky to get away with that. A match up there driving through the middle. It's
it was a foul, but it was either really clever foul or an accident.
Cynical. I think it's for the cynical aspect of it, but
definitely
we fancy here. Christian likes to work on his set pieces.
Don't get pinned! Don't get pinned!
McCarthy, Cal McCarthy's just one goal of the month. Let's see what they got in the locker here.
Again, could he? Looks like they're setting something up here, Cardiff Met.
A bit of discussion going on. Let's hope they don't overcomplicate it. We'll see. Roscoe fancies his chances. Emlyn Lewis in the wall. Elliot Evans is in there.
Follow him,
a distraction maybe. McCarthy or Roscoe. Met needs a goal. McCarthy has a look. McCarthy again leaves it. Roscoe. Well, it wasn't too far. It wasn't too convincing either, as Ozinski watched it go wide.
It's a bit of a mimic dive, I think, from Ozinski. I mean, it's got to be something special to beat a keeper of his calibre from there. Dive for the camera, yeah. That's he knows what he's doing there, I think. Well, I think he had it covered either way, but yeah, ambitious from Adam Roscoe.
Clock's ticking. There's the latest score coming in from the Premier League in England. Brighton 3, Manchester United 0.
You're joking.
That's absolutely staggering.
Let's get this season over
scoreline.
Jeez.
Will Evans' face says it all. Brighton supporter or the other side?
Yeah, Brighton diehard.
Graham Potter, absolutely fantastic work since going there.
Yeah, he's done well.
He's been linked with a Spurs job. They've got a manager
probably
at the
take
minute.
Man United.
Well, interesting. Ten Hag obviously coming in, but you'd think some of these big clubs would look at someone like Graham Potter.
Yeah, definitely.
Look at Steve Cooper at Nottingham Forest as well.
What a job he's done.
He's a former Swansea manager. Just pick a former Swansea manager.
That's it, yeah.
Cardiff Met have got a former Swansea player, of course, Christian Edwards. About to
and
say
Alex
goodbye.
Lang. And Alex Lang.
Another one. Clean sheets for Alex Lang this season. He hasn't done it this afternoon. And as it stands, it's Caernarfon keeping the clean sheet. They didn't score that many this season, to be fair.
No.
Caernarfon, but compared to Met, they've been prolific in front of goal.
I feel for Craig Davis here. He's worked tirelessly up there, and you know when it doesn't just quite go your way, he's trying to get a throw in up there for his team, but as of yet, no luck. 15 minutes to go. It's all to play for.
We've yet to have a draw between these two teams. There you go. Let's see where that leaves us.
For you.
Met will take it now. They'd love to take it to extra time. You may have been watching and following a few cup competitions with us this season. Daniel MG, the League Cup, JD Welsh Cup, no extra time. It's different in this competition, and we've had the first semi-final go to extra time and penalties already.
Got to be offside.
Well, Baker's arrived late. As we heard Will Evans saying, got to be offside. He called it. Oh, it's 4-0 to Brighton against Manchester United.
Really now? Really?
I am telling the truth. The reaction from Will Evans says it all. It's 4-0, half an hour to go. They might be checking the fourth.
Still half an hour to go as well.
Still half an hour to go. Later on, it's Liverpool-Tottenham. 4:45 kick-off that one. Burnley lost today against Aston Villa. Big blow to Burnley at home, 3-1. And Wolves fought back to get a draw against Chelsea. It's a bit of a surprise as well. Palace winning against Watford. Watford down, but Roberts, former Wales manager, doing well with Crystal Palace, fair play. Elliot Evans on to Roscoe.
Here we go.
Good work from Roscoe. Piling on the pressure. Donohue's got to be careful. Caernarfon battling back, they did well. Yellow shirts surrounding him. And then some. Back they go, Gossett and Donohue combining well.
Just reminded me of his turn against Gareth Edwards on that far side when it was 1-1 in that game, and he put the burners on and came up with the goods at the end. Caernarfon no doubt with it here.
Darren Thomas desperate to get on the end of this. He's done well. Good work from Darren Thomas. Mike Hayes. Oh, he's found Thomas again. So assured on the ball. Darren Thomas.
Yeah, it's good from Darren Thomas. He's just taking the sting out of the game, and there we go. That's exactly what Caernarfon are looking for. It's really clever play from Gossett. Kind of waits for the contact from Chubb. Flicks it past, waits for the contact. Yeah, and it's a yellow card.
Even I just spotted that one.
You had that one, didn't you?
I missed a lot.
That's it.
I saw that one.
There you go.
There's a lot to take in. 13 minutes to go, and the goal scorer is leaving. Mike Hayes. Off he goes. Kai Owen. Kai Jones about to come on. Not a bad substitution to bring on for these last few minutes. There it is, the moment. The goal that separates these two teams.
And I'm sure Hugh Griffiths and the Coffee Army will be very impressed with Mike Hayes today. I must say, he's worked tirelessly. He's been in a great battle with Edmund Lewis, who we know is a very strong defender. But Mike Hayes has come out on top and got the only goal of the game so far.
Here comes Kai Jones. His third spell with Caernarfon, interestingly. And definitely can make an impact. Danny Gossett, let's fly from the edge of the box. Good effort.
Yeah, it's fell nicely to Danny there. He's caught it on the half volley. Again, I had a year with Danny at Ballon, and it was mostly his prehab work he was doing in his recovery. But yeah, he's a very, very talented player. I remember my days against him in Bangor as well.
No Edwards. Well, he went past Emlyn Lewis. Emlyn got his foot in. Yeah, it must have been a tough time for Danny Gossett, but to see him come back must be remarkable as well.
Yeah, that's it. And I must say the work he did behind the scenes, and as well, Fiona Evans, our physio, they worked tirelessly together, and really happy to see him back on the pitch and back to his best. I think he's been outstanding today.
Just over 10 minutes to go.
Do it, well done, boys.
Caernarfon have the advantage. Lang is out. Lang lobs it up. Where's that going to land? Olzinski. But Kai Jones comes on now. They're defending a 1-0 lead. Is that a tough role being chucked on as a sub?
Yeah, I suppose it is. I mean,
if you're going for it, it might be easier. But
it's a little
team
bit
that have the advantage. Is it harder for them?
Well, there we go. What we just seen there, it's just bounced off, and this is where he's come on to hold the ball up.
Well, Donahue didn't want to risk it.
No,
so
done well.
Came out.
Yeah, it's a tough one for him, but he's just got to hold the ball up, try and win some fouls, get his team up the pitch, whether it's a throw-in. And again, he's got to defend from the front.
10 minutes to go. Flint await the winners next weekend. And then it's Scottish clubs will be awaiting the winners in the Scottish Challenge Club. Obviously, not a European prize at the end of this. But the clubs that played in the Scottish Challenge Cup over the years have had some great experiences. Financially, it's obviously not as lucrative, but very, very enjoyable by the sounds of it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you look at the back at the Connors Key run when I just remember that Bakari goal where he whips it in the top corner. And I think over the years, I think Welsh clubs have had a bit of joy against the Scottish clubs.
Caernarfon have had the best of it against Flint this season, if it comes to that next weekend. And they've had the best of it against Met as well this season and this afternoon, more importantly.
Put this off, Joe, put this off.
And after that final, we're off to another final the weekend afterwards. Wrexham at Wembley. What a story for the Hollywood owners. Wrexham playing Stockport tomorrow. Can they take it down to the final game of the season? Amazing story. The scenes at the racecourse this season have just been a joy to watch. I feel slightly jealous of Wrexham fans. I haven't said that for like 30 years.
No, exactly,
probably.
yeah, exactly.
As an Arsenal fan, I thought I'd never say that. Trust me.
Arsenal, really?
Absolutely.
I can't say much.
We'll move on from that one.
Yeah.
Blame my dad. That's what I do for most things in my life.
Yeah. He's got me in a lot of trouble as well.
Where would we be without them? Well, time's running out here.
When do you think Met call it now and they go gung-ho. I mean, they've got 8 minutes with a bit of injury time as well. It's at what point do you reckon they go for it? It will be interesting to see.
What's going on here then? The edge of the pitch.
I'm guessing that's why Alex has gone down. Alex Lang's gone down in the net there.
Oh no!
A bit of information.
Lifting a veil.
Here we go there.
Well, they all came over to get
like an army.
Caernarfon to take the free kick.
A swarm of players just come onto the pitch.
Well, that was bizarre, to say the least. Nick Pratt stopped things. Caernarfon aren't happy they stopped it, basically. They said it's up to Met if they want to come over. It's not Caernarfon's problem, I suppose.
It's a fair argument. There's been a reshuffle then here for Cardiff Met. It looks like a... What have we gone for? A 4-3-2-1 maybe. Ooh.
Well, Evans has sliced that one straight back for a corner. I don't know what was on that piece of paper. I'm fascinated.
Well, probably a change of formation, instructions to certain players. If Adams... Looks like Adam Roscoe's dropping in on that right-hand side a little bit more, might be telling him who to pick up. With Christian, it could be an essay, you never know.
It wasn't a large essay, or a long essay, but it was...
Might even be marking a dissertation there.
Caernarfon corner. Can they get another off the line? Beaumont with the header. Somehow it stayed out. Cardiff Met still in it, and now they'll try to counter-attack. Can they go from one end of the pitch to the other? Harry Owen under pressure. And Chubb couldn't turn Noah Edwards. Amazing clearance off the line here.
Just wonder if it's his own player. It is, it's Kai Jones. I think it's come off their own player. Bobby Beaumont gets up well.
Good header for Beaumont, definitely.
This might help us out. I can't see. Between Harry Owen and Kai Jones, they get in the way of it, but...
Misunderstanding by Met. Out it goes. 6 minutes to go now. I noticed against Haverfordwest, I know they won 2-1, but only one sub, and that was late. Cardiff Met. Christian Edwards, is it lack of options or just sticks to what he's got on the pitch?
Well, you've got a trusted 11 there who are up to the speed of the game. Coming on as a sub with 5 minutes to go is never an easy task, and to try and have an impact on the game, yes, you have fresh legs, but to get up to the speed of the game can take 5-10 minutes in itself. So don't know whether they risk it with an attacking option, maybe Hillier to come on, the Newport loanee, just to offer a different dimension.
Back to Met with a throw in. Harry Owen, up he goes, on by Evans, and keeps coming back. Kyle McCarthy, can they create something? Baker looks
great
for
touch.
Roscoe.
Yeah, very good.
Adam Roscoe now, he's been forced out wide. Not much support. Oh, it did well. Well, nearly did well. It's gone behind. Donahue was over there.
That's me, as Adam Roscoe probably take the contact off Donahue, try and win myself a free kick and get the ball in the box. Unfortunately, he's unlucky really to put it behind the goal, but a despondent Christian Edwards there. There's still time.
Well, Roscoe and Christian Edwards' body language very similar at the minute. They both look despondent, as Will Evans called it. Great to have Will Evans with us this afternoon. Ballatown forward, formerly of Cardiff Met. Wales C here as well. See anything changing in the next 5 minutes? It's going to be dramatic if it does change.
Well, I mean, I just can't see Christian Edwards' last game for Cardiff Met going out like this. Maybe there's a little bit of... Well, we've got 4 minutes plus added. There's got to be at least a minimum of 3. And then, as I know Christian, he'll fight to the end, so sit tight.
There you go, you've been told by someone that knows this team very well.
Pressure on now.
There's always a chance as Beaumont piles on the pressure. Met clear again. Chubb seems to have been pushed forward. Gossett looks for Kai Jones. And Lewis. Just having to clear Joe Evans as well.
Offside, baby.
Joe Foe not on the same wavelength there. Few minutes left. 2 minutes left for Cardiff Met this season. And a few minutes left for
Looks
Christian
like
Edwards.
Matchev has gone up top here.
Looks like it.
For a bit of a different dimension. He's a big lad, he's physical, he's good in the air. It's probably not a bad option. Offside.
So no changes personnel-wise, but they've changed formation.
Yeah,
Chubb's gone up. We've got Harry Owen, Roscoe up there. Roscoe's been on the periphery this afternoon. But one chance, who knows?
And if there's one man who can just turn it on in a split second, it's Adam Roscoe. I mean, he's finishing a second to none. He's really quick. If he gets half of the chance, you'd probably back him.
Lang for Met.
Griff John again, solid. He's been superb at the back there today.
Well, the Caernarfon defence have held firm. It looks organised, to be fair. Davis, lively all afternoon. McCarthy, everybody in Caernarfon half now. It's kitchen sink time. Not long to go.
Plenty in the box here.
So many shirts waiting for the cross from Harry Owen. It's
That'll
a corner.
do. Better from Cardiff Met though. They work the ball wide. What they've got now, 1, 2, 3, 5 players in the box. Any decent delivery and, well, who knows?
Well, it's Elliot Evans with the corner.
Don't hit the first man again, Elliot.
He's had a sighter, as they say in darts.
Yeah. He's got his eye in now. It's only taken 88 minutes. No, he's putting some lovely balls in the first half, and that free kick you look back at as well.
Emlyn Lewis, Chubb, Baker
Better.
in there as well. Orzinski's out, does his job, the goalkeeper. And Darren Thomas has the ball, and he's going to carry it as far as he can. Darren Thomas, that'll do for Caernarfon as well. The back it'll come. Lang. Craven's an option. They're all telling the goalkeeper to chuck it up. Emlyn Lewis has stayed up as well. Good header from Emlyn Lewis. Elliot Evans couldn't get it under control. It's through to the goalkeeper as well. They have to put pressure on him because he's happy to waste some time. Our colleagues commentating in Welsh will be picking man of the match, and there is the man of the match. Mike Hayes has been awarded this from Wayne Phillips. What about that, Will?
Yeah, you know, I can't argue with that really. I mean, it's the one moment of real quality we've had in the game, which has probably lacked it. And he's got his team to win, so yeah, no, I can't argue with that.
As it stands, Caernarfon into the final to play Flint next weekend, unless something changes. They played each other 4 times, and Caernarfon have won 3 of those games. Well, that was a thumper. And they're still going on. Players are down. Joe Evans still going.
Oh.
There's a chance. Harry Owen bursts through and bells the cross once again.
You've got to credit that back three Caernarfon. They have been so solid today. Between the 3 of them, they've all had rolls and winning balls in the air and in behind, and they've all stood really firm. They're still
have to do it again. Here we go. Owen
left.
Bursting clear. Adam Roscoe.
This is where you want him. 1-on-1.
Can Met change it? Davis. He's been busy all game. Davis. Donahue with the header. Spotted it. Roscoe for Met. Whips it across. Disappointing. Nobody there.
I think he was caught in 2 minds. Does he shoot? Does he whip it?
Lang just sat on the floor in frustration, I think.
Nick, it's a head injury, Nick.
So it comes back to him. He tries to wear. I think it is a cross, and he's almost caught it too well, and it's. Has it gone out for a?
I think he
for a goal
spotted. Yeah, there's a
back post runner.
Teammate on the far post. I think he just spotted someone. Corner of his eye, I'm sure. Danny Gossett's down. No rush here.
Nick, what? So you're going to allow a head injury to go on? Try and be booked.
4 minutes added. Well, there's a yellow card for Hugh Griffiths on the side of the pitch. He's still pleading his case.
I think it was for the challenge on this. I think he's asking for a head injury to be stopped.
As we are so close to the touchlines here, and in general in the league, you do hear the ins and outs of the thoughts of the managers, shall we say? Right, where are we? I've totally forgotten what.
So I think it's
a goal kick.
Roscoe's overhit cross. I think it's gone out for a throw rather than a goal kick, which probably works in Met's favour.
Will Evans reminding the commentator where we were during the game. It's a throw into.
I'm trying to get your job.
You've got plenty of years on the pitch, but when you decide to hang up your boots, you're more than welcome.
Done deal.
Good ball out to Roscoe. Now then, can Met create something? Adam Roscoe again. Baker. Time's running out for Cardiff Met here, and Christian Edwards. The Christian Edwards era drawing to a close as Evans left it. Orzynski's underneath, watches it all the way. Heart in mouth for a minute, and you know what? It's actually gone for a corner.
So all it takes is a moment like that.
Goalkeeper can't believe it. But as you say, these little things can turn into big. As you see, Joe Evans turned away.
He turned away.
Another Evans, Elliott waiting. Cardiff Met players crowding the goal line. Nick Pratt's having to watch this.
You've done M1 all game. Why we swap now?
Feels like a big moment.
With Craig Davis, Craven and McCarthy all on the edge of the box. Surely one of them can go in.
Referee having a word with Chubb. Bobby Bell following him everywhere. Do your job. Be that defensively or offensively. That's a simple message here.
Someone has to block the keeper.
Elliott Evans whips it in. Baker's underneath it. Davis on again. The yellow shirts will clear. We're nearly there into the last minute of the added on. 4 from the referee. There's still time maybe for one more.
Got to get in there.
Chance. One last chance.
First and second ball key.
Emlyn Lewis nods it on. Harry Owen. They kept it on.
Oh, well read.
The captain's there, Donahue, and not just there. Finds Noah Edwards, who flicks it forwards. Still a few seconds left. Lang will lift it long once again. And Cardiff Met will look for a flick on, a touch, anything.
It's a great ball.
To create the chance. Last chance saloon. Craven for Met. The maroon shirts are there. Orzynski's come out as well, and he grabs it. He drops down and hugs the ball gratefully. Is that it now?
The most rewarding thing when you're under the cosh like this and your keeper comes and grabs the ball, falls down on it, you feel like it's all but done.
On loan from Liverpool, they've got the quadruple on their mind. He's got the playoff final on his mind. Does that count as 5 trophies of Caernarfon?
Yeah.
We'll see.
What's that called?
No idea.
Pfeiffer.
Final whistle blows. Caernarfon fans celebrate. Hugh Griffiths turns to Christian Edwards. 13 years in the job. An amazing achievement from Christian Edwards and Cardiff Met over the years. But it finishes here in the semi-final. There won't be a fairy tale final appearance for the Met. That's up to Caernarfon. They've made it to the playoff final. They play Flint next weekend. We'll be back here on the Oval. It'll be some occasion. The winners heading to compete in the Scottish Challenge Cup. The smoke drifts across the Oval and Caernarfon drift closer to the final. It's finished at the Oval. Caernarfon have pinched it. Caernarfon 1, Cardiff Met 0.
Diolch Meilir, Hugh, pawb yn dathlu fan hyn ar yr ofal, llon gyfarchiadau enfawr. Chi'n trwyddo i rownd gynderfynol, sori?
Ie, mae'n anferth, ti'n modd, oedd y game cata, dyn ni ddim wedi gwneud y dda cata, ond o'n i lot gwell nhw hanner cynta, a nhw newid i siap, nhw roi ni dan pwysau ail hanner, ond ar y dangos y cymeriad sy'n gynnu, ac i dal ymlaen yn diwedd, ond cein gorffwys yn diwedd, ond cylyniad gwych i ni.
Gôl Mike Hayes oedd y gwahaniaeth yn y diwedd am gôl, ond Hugh am bas gan Darren Thomas hefyd.
Ie, ti'n meddwl i Darren roi bob pas i ffwrdd hanner cynta, ond fel ti'n dweud, hanner amser, sy'n neb arall ar y cae, mae'n gwneud y pas yn y tro cynta, fflipio fe fewn, fel ti'n dweud, Hayes yn canol gôl i gael y gôl, so Andros yn hapus, ti'n meddwl, cefnogwyr a pawb arall, ffeinal arall dyn ni wedi cyrraedd, so dal ati rwan.
Chi'n mynd i teithio i'r Flint penwthnos nesaf ar gyfer y rownd derfynol, a mae'ch record chi yn erbyn y Flint yn dda iawn tymor yma. Chi wedi ennill 2 o'r 4 gêm. Chi'n mynd i teimlo'n hyderus?
Yndyn, maen nhw'n gael o dod i ni, cos ni oedd yn pedwerydd.
Sorry. Maths fi sy'n anghywir fyna.
Ie, na, so mae'n wych. Ti'n modd, game cata, cefnogwyr gyd efo ni, ond nhw gyd efo ni yn mynd i'r ffeinal blwyddyn diwetha, gobeithio gen i mynd i'n well. So bys nhw'n hapus i mynd i trip i ti'n meddwl, i'r Alban fyny fanna, jyst yn ei tîm gwell i mynd i fyny yna, nag oes efo'r cefnogwyr. So, gobeithio un cam arall, ond mae'n mynd i bod yn galed.
Wel, hyw llongyfarchiadau enfawr. Wythnos brysur o'ch blaenau chi yn paratoi, fi'n siŵr. Ceri ddathlu am nawr. Welwn i chi penwythnos nesaf. Wel, byddwn ni nôl penwythnos nesaf ar gyfer y rownd derfynol Caernarfon yn erbyn y Fflint yn fyw dydd Sadwrn nesaf am 1:45 ar-lein ar Facebook, ar YouTube ac ar S4C Click. Wel, mae'n braf nawr cael cwmni Christian Edwards. Christian, I'll just bring you in. Huge commiserations. You really did throw everything at them towards the end of that game. What's your assessment of the performance?
Good performance by us. Ultimately, we fall short. They finished 4th, we finished 7th. I just hoped, we just don't live to regret some of the decisions we made today, because I thought we did quite well, really particularly the second half. I thought we did play some nice football. They finished 4th. They deserve to be in the final, so good luck to them.
No changes. You did change shape, which definitely caused them some problems towards the end there.
Yeah, it's an end of an era for me. And with 10 minutes to go, I didn't want to go out and think, well, what if? So go out on your shield, went with a 3-4-3 diamonds that Matt Chubb up top. Didn't quite work for us, but that's football.
Christian, you've always said it's not about you. I am going to make it about you now, because it is the end of an era. It's the end of a very special 13 years at Cardiff Met. How do you reflect on your time with the club?
Just did my job. It's quite simple. I was asked to take over the football club in 2009, and I just did my job. If I can be remembered for that, then I've done a good job.
I bet you've got so many fond memories. Is there one that comes to mind, or are there too many to choose from? 13
years, 600 odd games. Everyone will talk about the 2019 vintage season that we had, but for me, it was about my players and the players becoming men. And probably the greatest achievement for me as a manager is watching 6 players get PhDs, and that for me is fantastic. So football is good, but for our players it's more about the dual career athletes, and we've got 6 players with PhD. That's my biggest achievement.
Well, Christian, what's the plan now? Having some time off?
Well, I'm going to Durham tomorrow because of a passport mess that I've got to drive to Durham to get my children's passport.
You're not the only one.
so that's that. Who knows? I'll never say never. I'd be tempted. The chairman out there, I'd be tempted one day. Who knows?
Well, Christian, I'd just like to say on behalf of all of us at Sgorio, thank you so much. It's been such a joy to watch your Cardiff Met team, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Wel, dyna'r cyfan am heddi Caernarfon, felly drwyddo i rownd derfynol. Byn nhw'n gwynebu'r Fflint penwythnos nesaf. Byn ni'n fyw o'r ofal fan hyn dydd Sadwrn nesaf am 1:45, ond tan hynny, nos da.